Ready? Set. Go! Ready, set, go! Let's go! I don't think that's the correct one, honestly. Is this the correct one? Oh yeah. Raw. There we go. Yeah. Are we ready? Welcome to the stream, balls. I've gotta do this sooner or later. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. Now that all sorted out, let's put it out to the side. Bring on the heat. Hey, where did it go? Hey, got 3 hours and 42 minutes.
早上好，指挥官。这样每天都能见面的日子，想必还会持续很久很久。在得到满意的结局之前，我们谁都不会放弃抗争，哪怕时序千疮百孔，世界苦暗不堪。
All right. Fleeting loves dawn. I could have done it since June 25th and didn't do it until now. September. Hey. Sound. We can do English first. Why not?
Commandant? At this moment, are you feeling nervous?
Maybe.
I've rehearsed this scene countless times in my heart. Yet as I step into this grand hall and hear the bells chime, my heart still flutters. I believe it's because you're standing right here before me. Through all our days together, a myriad of indescribable emotions have bred admiration, reliance, and trust. They're sincere and fervent, yet insufficient to express all that I feel for you. If you will,
allow me to be a bit more selfish. I want to give you this ring as a testament to my vow. Whatever the future may hold, until the end of time, or even life itself, I will never part from you. Commandant, I, Lucia, was born for you, and I will forever be by your side on the path ahead.
Hey. Yep. Japanese.
指揮官。今あなたもドキドキしていますか？こんな場面を何度も思い描いてきました。でもここに入って響く鐘の音を聞いて胸のときめきがもう抑えられないんです。きっと私の前にいるのがあなただから。一緒に過ごしてきた日々の中でうまく言葉にできないたくさんの感情が生まれました。信頼、同型、依存、どれも本当で熱い気持ちですが、こんな言葉ではあなたへの思いを言い切れません。もしもっと欲張っていいのなら、あなたへの誓いをこの指輪に託したいんです。未来にどんなことが起きても時や命が尽きてしまっても、指揮官、私はあなたのおかげで生まれたルシアです。未来への道、ずっとあなたのおそばにいます。
Back to Mandarin.
指挥官。此时此刻，你会感到紧张吗？
那可以吧？
我曾在心里无数次排练过这个场景，可当真正走入了这座殿堂，听到钟声在耳畔响起，我的心却仍旧激动难耐。我想是因为眼下你就站在我的面前，朝夕相伴的岁月里，我的心中渐渐涌现出了许多说不清道不明的情感，信任、憧憬、依赖，它们真挚而热烈，却不足以表达我对你的全部心意。如果你能允许我更贪心一些，我想赠予你这枚戒指，作为我对你誓言的见证。无论未来会发生什么，直到世界或是生命的尽头，我都永远不会与你分离。指挥官，我是因你而生的露西亚，未来的路，我会永远陪在你的身边。
And cut! And that's for that one. The animation special scene. And voila! And suddenly, it's evening. Do you take Lucia to be your partner, to love, cherish, and stand by her? For all in eternity.
露西亚小姐，你是否愿意与他结为伴侣？爱他，陪伴，并守护他。
At twilight, the setting sun drapes a veil of gold across the boundless ocean. Amidst the Solar's prayer, Lucia keeps her head lowered, occasionally stealing glances at you.
我愿意。
只要你尚存于世，直到时间或是生命的尽头，你都愿意忠诚于他。
From behind her banquo, Lucia fixes a lingering gaze on you. When you turn around, you see her eyes veiled in twilight mist. This warrior, who never took a step back facing all the battles she's been through, now seems unusually shy. Seeing that you're equally nervous, she grips your hand tightly, seemingly trying to draw courage from it. After a brief moment, her furrowed brow relaxes, revealing a hint of a smile.
我愿意。
Ah! A sea breeze from the depths of the Atlantic drifts through the towering, magnificent marble columns, brushing your cheeks with cool moisture and stirring the French margles by your side into a gentle rustle.
萨伏伊家族的教子，卡塔尼亚的贵客。
The officant turns to face you.
你是否愿意和露西亚小姐结为伴侣，爱她，陪伴，并守护她？
You turn to look at Lucia. Her cheeks are slightly flushed, her left hand pressed against her chest, and a light of hopeful anticipation dances in her eyes. I do. Solemn and earnest, an answer that reveals your true feelings.
只要你尚存于世，直到时间或是生命的尽头，你都愿意忠诚于他。
Yes. The gentle sea breeze, the flowing wedding dress, the soft sunset, everything good and beautiful that this world has to offer has apparently come to a stop at this very moment and come together in this very sacred hall. At twilight, the golden sky stretches cloudless for miles. Sunlight pours down from above, making the Lucia in her satin wedding dress shine of brilliant radiance. In this memorizing moment, she looks like an angel but descended to the world of the mortals. So much so that even the sun lingering above the horizon seems to crave more of her radiant purity.
主已经见证了你们的选择，现在，请你们念诵誓词，赠受信物，以使灵魂合一，永结连理。
She lifts her head, her slightly trembling glaze intertwining with yours. In this moment, your face reflects in the depths of Lucia's ruby-like eyes. Lucia. You take her hand, feeling the warmth of her fingers, and take out the wedding ring you prepared. You gently steady her trembling fingers and begin to say your vows. I give you this ring as a token of our marriage. Lucia gazes at you, listening in silence. Her ears are now hot red. I will love and protect you faithfully, whether it be today, tomorrow, or forever. All your feelings have found their way to Lucia through your vows. With it, the corners of her eyes began to glistering with crystalline light. She closes her eyes and lets out a long breath. The uncertainty lingering in her seems to disperse, with that misty breath swept away completely.
指挥官，我见证，接受你的誓言。
When she opens her eyes, she trembles in joy, seemingly worry-free now.
我愿意戴上这枚戒指，向世界宣誓我对你的忠贞与爱恋。
Lucia responds with a gentle smile, her vow earnest and unwavering, remnants of the resolute warrior that she is every day.
黄金永不褪色，玉钻永保完满，一如牵系你我的誓言。
Suddenly, a gentle breeze sweeps through, sending pink petals dancing through the air like snowflakes. Ah, goodness. The peach blossoms drift gracefully through the air like shooting stars passing before your eyes, but they fail to steal the gaze locked between the two of you. At this moment, the officiants walked up this way to gentle steps and guide the couple as they began to recite the ancient sacred prayers.
奉圣父、圣子、圣灵之名。
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
奉圣父、圣子、圣灵之名。
Where's the daughter and wife in this? Oh well.
我的爱情，今日
Amanda.
亦然，即世之事，以至永远。
Our love endures this day and all days, now and forevermore. Put the ring on Lucia's finger. Yeah! With a gentle push, the ring slides onto her finger, and with it, your enduring devotion wraps itself around her ring finger. The tiny ring gleams brilliantly in the radiant sanctuary, etching your promise to each other into the endless river of time. Yay! Quietly. Ooh, okay. The setting sun slips into the ocean's embrace, drawing down the vibrant, colorful curtain of night. The waves murmur gently as the silver gulls let out gentle calls. As your journey comes to an end, you gaze upon the endless stretch of stars, your thoughts drifting hazily among countless memories. These few short hours unfold like a magnificent, beautiful dream. A poem celebrating love and hope. Facing an ending always brings with it relentant and tender reflection. To this scarred and broken world, it may be fleeting, even insignificant. It remains a unique, infinitely precious fairy tale to you and Lucia. Because the two of you have come a long way, overcoming countless setbacks along the way. As the starry night sets in, tranquility blankets the earth. Before you, memory lane stretches long ahead. A love story across time, a day in the life. A few days ago, dear President Hasselsenberry, thank you for your attention to Katina. On behalf of the people of this small island, I would like to extend my deepest respect. In the dimly lit room, a pen races across the stationery, producing a soft, rustling sound. Slanting rays of light pierces through the gaps in Vendentina blinds, illuminating the beads of sweat on the man's neck. After careful consideration, he adjusts his tie and finally forces out words from deep in his throat.
多姆阁下，我卡米洛·索拉索是一位勤恳的庄稼人，我整日埋头苦干，不畏辛劳，把一箱箱的柑橘送往空中花园，因为我相信，主会把机会公正地赐予那些正直的人。我相信，您已经听说了，这个月以来，我产业下的种植园，不仅是卡塔尼亚，还有大洋上的其他几个保育区。 不可胜计的土地被诺拉家族无故霸占，所有的订单都完了，我已经濒临破产。光在卡塔尼亚就有上百号工人即将面临着失业。我实在不敢想象，这样的事情会发生在上帝负责的土地之上。
The writer doesn't respond to the man's lament. Their face remaining concealed in the shade. Once upon a time, Catania was a renowned destination famous for its history and bay. Yet during the 30 years of rule by the 13th families, it degenerated into a breeding ground for violence and crime. My late father fought all his life for the welfare of the people of Catania, and I shall continue his work, putting Catania's history back on the right track. The time is right, and I have decided to host a wedding for my godchild. According to Catania tradition, all family leaders must cease their conflicts at that time, attend the ceremony, and offer their blessings to the godchild of the Sabian family. At this wedding, I will announce the dissolution of the 13 families, ban all underground industries, and establish a new anonymous community with the United Government. Those who comply with my authority will have their past transgressions pardoned, while those who stubbornly resist will be immediately arrested and brought to justice. I hope that Babylonia can dispatch 2 exceptional warriors. They will pose as my godchild who lives in Babylon, serve as the central figure of this wedding, and assist in handling potential threats at the venue. Right. Regarding the operation details, I will have a specialist be in touch with you directly.
多姆阁下，我听说您教子的大婚在即，我谦卑地恳求你，看在我与令尊真挚的情谊上，请您高抬贵手，救救我们这些可怜的卡塔尼亚老实人。
The man keeps his head down, catching a glimpse from the corner of his eye as she picks up a fountain pen, dips it in ink, and assigns the final few words in the bottom right corner of the letter. Sincerely, Olivia!
索拉索先生，
Mr.
我
Salil.
恐怕要拒绝你的请求。
Her response from the darkness is cold and concise, putting out the faint glimmer of hope in the man's eyes. The writer taps her fountain pen against the desk, tilts her face upward, and slowly leans back in her smoker's chair. Sunlight streams through the slats of the Venetina blinds, illuminating her stern, commanding face.
警察、政府、军队，你浪费了那么多的时间与金钱，已经整整1个月过去了。
Whoa.
你为何这时才想起踏入我的庄园，叫我多姆阁下？
She taps her fingers lightly against the carved armrest. The delicate sound vanishes instantly, yet it's enough to make the man shudder with fear.
多姆阁下，我为自己的错误感到懊悔。
主不会因为米利安的懊悔就撤回对他的神法，我也一样。你需要支付代价。
我愿将索拉索果品1半的股份转让给你，请求您宽宥我的愚蠢。
Before the man can finish speaking, Olivia raises her index finger slightly, cutting his words short.
索拉索先生，我与家父还有你一样，都是遵行实诫的生意人。你开出的价码，让我感到蒙羞。
Whoa. At the word offer, Solicio anxiously makes the sign of the cross over his chest.
多姆阁下，为了获取你的支持，我甘愿献出一切。可是如今我真的已经身无分文，只能依靠圣美的阶级度日。
Bruh. He reveals his desperate situation in an almost begging tone.
我并不需要你的钱财，索拉索先
I
生。
don't need your money, man. Solicio looks up in astonishment, meeting Lady Dawn's eagle-sharp gaze.
既然你与家父交好，那你应该听说过，尊重是最诚敬的施舍，友谊是最宝贵的财富。
Yeah. Touché. Yeah, friendship is the richest treasure, man.
当然，这是令尊常说的话。
Those are his exact words, of course.
那么尊重我，成为我的朋友，是您收回果园唯一需要支付的报酬。
With those few words, light rekindles in Solacio's eyes.
这是真的吗？多姆阁下，
我会以朋友的身份替你伸张正义，但若是他日，我有求于你。
She pauses momentarily, her piercing gaze firmly locking onto the man's eyes, leaving him breathless.
索拉索先生，我可以指望你尽到相同的义务吗？
当然可以。
Olivia leans forward and holds out her right hand from behind. Seeing this, Solicio immediately bows, humbly placing a kiss on her hand. Thank you.
谢谢你，多姆阁下，谢谢你。
He trembles, clutching Lady Dawn's right hand tightly, while repeatedly murmuring words of thanks.
不客气，主会把机会公正地赐予那些正直的人，全当是教子赠与您的新婚回礼。
She calmly accepts his gratitude, only after his emotions stabilize does she withdraw her hand.
不送了，索拉索先生。愿主庇佑你事业有成，身心健康。
多姆阁下，我以卡塔尼亚人的声誉向您保证，索拉索家族永远不会忘记您的友谊与尊重。
Olivia gives a slight nod.
交易愉快，
Isn't it?
我的朋友。
谢你，真的非常感谢。
Solasio can barely contain his joy, repeatedly bowing gratitude as he backs out of the room with the utmost deference. Once silence returns, Olivia begins organizing the papers on her desk. She casts a meaningful glance towards the depths of the room.
弗兰克，这件事你来安排。
From a corner of the room, the Savio family's strategists rise from a seat.
是，
婚礼的请柬都准备好了吗？
都已经准备妥当了。我们的盟友都愿意乘上新时代的方舟，继续向你效劳。
有劳了。其他家族的动向呢？
我正要向您禀报，罗素兄弟封锁了厂区，近期很可能会爆发冲突，我们需要干预吗？
In the shade of the dim sunlight, Olivia gently shakes her head.
海蛮和章鱼斗得你死我活，渔夫才有出网的机会。等他们打个头破血流，然后我会出面，卖给他们一个公道。
明白。
Roger.
对了，如果我没记错，索拉索的表妹是薇薇安礼服的首席设计师。
没错，多亏了夺夫的帮助，他才能在空中花园闯出成绩。
Olivia presses her ring into the wax on the envelope, imprinting the Savio's family crest.
稍后请通知我的新朋友，多姆刚好有求于他。
Wow. Grey Raven Largage, Babylonia. You and Lucia finished recovering the sound device just a while ago. You had been feeling exhausted from all the traveling, but that hot spring bath you had taken helped you refresh. No sooner had the two of you returned to Babylon than the military headquarters found you and put you on another routine test mission!
假扮成家族的教子，在卡塔尼亚岛上举行婚礼。
Lucia puts down the mission briefing, sounding confused. This leader they called Olivia wants to dissolve the 13 families at the wedding. She plans to shut down all illegal operations and share control of Cantinia with the United Government.
依照卡塔尼亚的传统，所有家族的首领都必须参加教子的婚礼。 这看起来是一个很激进的计划。既然奥利维亚有这样的底气和权势，为什么需要空中花园的人假扮成他的教子？
Well, before she took power as a family leader, Olivia apparently lived in Babylon for some time. There have always been rumors in Cantinia that her hair is in Babylon.
但实际上，奥利维亚根本没有
Because she
继承
has no hair.
所以他干脆借着这些流言，与空中花园合作，策划了这场婚礼。
Right. That's right. Our mission is to suppress any potential hostile forces on site.
原来如此，我大概明白了。
Lucia quickly organizes the information mentally and gives you a nod. Any thoughts, Lucia? 有什么看法吗？
我没意见。既然你已经确认了任务安排，那我也愿意扮演教子的新娘。
Right. For security reasons, we can't let people know who we are, actually, during the mission. If necessary, just call me by my name.
明白，指挥官。
Understood. Yeah, according to the mission briefing, Olivia's family has commissioned several custom wedding coatings for Lucia to choose from. Wow, how nice of you. For the sake of compatibility with the pyrograph frame, Lucia will need to wear this coating while operating with you until the wedding officially begins. to avoid any abnormalities that might affect operational efficiency during the ceremony. Next, the two of you will need to visit the designated formal wear shop to select a wedding dress for Lucia. That's a lot. You are seated on the plush, a comfortable sofa in the former wear shop. The projection you're looking at shows a palace carved from white jade. Countless exquisite gowns bloom like clusters of lilies, with the marble palace radiating divine and sacred brilliance.
小姐，请原地转身一周。哇，您这一身真是美若天仙。
指挥官，你现在在外面吗？
Yes. The vellum partition of the fitting room trembles slightly as Lucia speaks, somewhat nervously from inside the fitting room. Yes?
我换好衣服了，接下来。
Lucia sounds nervous.
好啦好啦，赶快让您爱人瞧瞧看吧。
Wee. When the partition is suddenly drawn out aside, you see Lucia standing before the lavish wall decorations. Pure white salon envelops her like white petals. Like flower petals, with the glaze ornament on her chest sparkling under the lights. She wears a light, elegant veil adorned with peach blossoms that perfectly complements the snow-white wedding dress she's wearing.
指挥官。
Against the enchanting backdrop, Lucia for a moment seems to exclude the aura of the one who owns this eternal, pure white palace.
哦，你爱人的表情看起来像是大吃一惊呢。
Embarrassed, Lucia looks away. Lucia. Both you and Lucia look surprised. After a moment of silence, she hesitates and finally stops avoiding eye contact and slowly meets your gaze.
指挥官，这身衣服适合我吗？
Hell yeah! Yeah. Her voice is barely above a whisper, seemingly worried about what you might say. At this very moment, Lucia seems to be anything but the decisive and resolute warrior that she usually is. What is his option? It looks great, man! Hell yeah. Hearing the answer she was hoping for, Lucia lets out a satisfied smile.
太好了，我也很喜欢这套婚纱。你喜欢就好。
哎呀呀，你爱人的气质真是太适合我们薇薇安礼服了，尤其是她亲自挑选的这条桃花头纱，真的是太般配了。
The shop owner, who has been watching with a beaming smile, joins the conversation and enthusiastically praises Lucia.
刚刚这几套礼服都是本公司的首席设计师塔利亚·索拉索女士特别定制的作品，她还特别叮嘱我，祝您二位新婚快乐。
Thank you, and please pass on my gratitude to her as well.
不客气，索拉索家族的朋友能够大驾光临，实在是让本店蓬荜生辉。
Okay. While the two of you exchange pleasantries, Lucia stands in front of the full-length mirror. She gently lifts her peach blossom veil and examines her reflection from different angles, and then murmurs to herself.
要穿着这套涂装执行任务吗？
Yes. She turns from side to side as she examines herself carefully, her eyes showing how deeply she treasures this moment.
指挥官也喜欢这套婚纱，希望不会把它弄脏。
Lucia snaps out of her trance and turns to look at you.
指挥官，
Are you sure you want this one? You approach slowly and your reflection appears in the mirror besides her.
就这套吧，我觉得这一身配上这个头饰很好看。
She makes room for you, and in the mirror, the two of you stand side by side, remnants of a couple in a wedding picture. Lucia gently touches the peach blossom veil on her head, a joyful smile spreading across her face without herself even noticing it. Then, shall we get ready to leave? For Catania, that is. Lucia nods at you.
指挥官，我们出发吧。
Let's go! And that's the first one. To the dark arena. The dark arena. Behind every fortune, there is a crime. Yay! Okay. Let's go! A rush of fresh air greets you when the cabin door slowly opens. A breathtaking poetic landscape unfolds before your eyes.
指挥官，我们到了。
The boundless Azora Sea embraces the shore, lifting the rolling mountains high above. Verdant ferns in their abundance and stand like countless slanted towers towards the heavens, adoring the crystal clear midday sky.
这里就是卡塔尼亚。
Yeah, Catania. The roar of the transport craft gradually fades behind you as Lucia stands on the towering sea cliff that overlooks the entire island. At first glance, Catania resembles a gorgeous seashell petal floating upon the boundless ocean, while the clusters of white palions perched on the high cliffs appear like sleeping pearls nestled within.
的确和人们说的一样，景色十分美丽。
Leaving the elevated landing site, you and Lucia stepped onto Catania rugged coastline. The two of you have been walking for only a few minutes when you notice that the coastline has grown somewhat level. Following the prominent signs along the way, the two of you arrive at a wide, asphalt road. Directly beneath the road sign sits a vintage black convertible. A man in a formal suit stands beside the car, with several cigarette burn butts scattered at his feet. Clear evidence he's been waiting here for quite some time now. Upon seeing the two of you, he adjusts his attire and walks over with composed confidence.
要达到那崇高的幻想，我力不胜任。
But yet the wheel rolled alongward like a wheel in even motion by the love impured.
而爱也推动那太阳和其他的星辰。
萨伏一家的军师弗兰克奉夺母之命前来接应二位。轿子阁下，露西亚小姐，卡塔尼亚欢迎你们的到来。
The man bows slightly and kisses Lucia's hand ceremoniously. Thank you, Frank.
请上车吧，夺母阁下正在宅中恭候着二位。
Okay. Very well. Catania, well, deep within a factory, Haroth's cries for help echo through the air.
喂，救命啊！喂，有人听得到吗？开门，放俺回去喂猫。
With a screech, the iron door is suddenly yanked open with a crack. Just a crack, and a menacing face pops through the gap.
安静！别他玛利亚的看到路上有车经过就叫唤，没人会搭理你的。路西法上老了呢，俺被关在这儿快有3天了。你们家族的人要干架，干俺们城里弟兄什么事儿啊？开门，放俺们走！行了，省省嗓子，起码你们还有个窝躺着。老子到现在连觉都没得睡。
He raises his gun as he glares at the dozen or so dispirited workers crammed into the room, his face twisted with irritation.
我们家的2个老大正在底下谈话，等有了结果，你们就可以滚了。玛利亚的，你昨天中午也是这么说的。再不回去，俺家猫就要把马桶水舔没了。没完了是吧？你要是不服，老子可以借你电话报警。没有老子们在联防区顶着，你还能有班上？早就被帕米什了。这里是他玛利亚的卡塔尼亚，你家猫什么时候吃上饭，13家族说了算。
With a loud bang, the door slams shut, cutting off the workers' shouts behind it. Directly beneath the factory building, 2 families find themselves in the middle of an aggressive face-off. Their endless stream of insults fill the air as tension reaches a breaking point.
老头子在卡塔尼亚的豪宅、飞机、卡尼卡蒂的雪茄种植园一样都不能少，否则免谈。
What?
哦，对，还有拉古萨的高尔夫球场，我要把那里改造成超级罗索机坪，让你们这帮迂腐的乡巴佬天天瞧见我留在天上的尾气。老东西们早就该出局了，空中花园已经证明人类的未来在太空里。等我当了家，我会告诉整个卡塔尼亚。 什么才叫做真正的生意
Oh man, Ramirez Russell fidgets with a butterfly knife in his hand as he looks down at the crowd with a sidelong glance. His entire demeanor impoverished and domineering.
收手吧，雷姆斯。老爸他在天之灵不希望看到我们这样。
Face of his younger brother's threats. Ramirez's Russell appears somewhat imitated, while his family behind him remains irritable.
在天之灵，按照你们这帮神棍的理论，他早该在下面应聘但丁的导游了。
Dante? What?
主啊，雷姆斯，你不能这样说老爸。
那看看你主子怎么说的：胆怯的、不幸的、可憎的、杀人的、淫乱的、行邪术的、拜偶像的和一切说谎话的，他们就在烧着硫磺的火壶里。哎呦，按这个标准。 老头子都能在地狱集邮了。
雷姆斯，你……
嘘，禁止说脏话。以索弗书429。
He makes a hushing gesture with a sly grin.
现在我的傻大哥签了这份契约，把家族的继承权转让给我。 然后老老实实的退位滚蛋。
主啊，可老爸的遗嘱里面没有你的名字。
Yeah.
还有，我不傻。
傻瓜，口吃，愚昧，真言15、14。
Ramirez suddenly hurls his butterfly knife. The knife thrusts straight into the ground, around Ramirez, making him leap to his feet. This blatant provocation ignites the powder keg of tension, erupting into open conflict between the two parties.
真玛利亚，老大，这小子也太猖狂了，我实在忍不了了。罗素家的，抄家伙！
真是一群憋气不养，真有人愿意给他接棒带兵。谁怕谁呀？罗素家的，给他们干了！
Oh my. The vehicles cruise smoothly along the highway. Next to you, Lucia rests her chin on her hand as she glazes out the window at the mountain that unfuries like a flowing tapestry. Suddenly, a sharp explosion pierces the air. Huh? In an instant, you grip the weapon at your waist, exchanging vigilant glances at Lucia. Frank, a battle is broken out ahead.
是罗素家的人。
That's the Russell.
老罗素前不久突然病逝，他的2个儿子正在争夺家产的继承权。
Oh, great.
要绕路吗？
Should we take a detour? Looking towards where the sound came from, you see towering chimneys rising at the edge of the horizon. As your vehicle advances, the massive industrial complex gradually reveals itself below. Overlapping shouts grow increasingly clear. In your line of sight, 2 groups of men in suits are exchanging gunfire around the factory perimeter, creating a scene of complete chaos.
喂！救命啊！喂！
Someone wearing a hard hat pokes out of the factory window, shouting desperately towards the highway.
俺们被关在这儿3天了，救命啊！
Lucia instantly picks up on the desperate plea for help.
指挥官，有平民被波及其中了。
She surveys the battlefield that's been illuminated by flashes of gunfire, rapidly assessing the situation.
有人在使用热兵器战斗，厂区中堆放着许多易燃物，人质可能会有生命危险。
Frank, pull over, okay? Frank shifts his gaze upward and fixes an intense stare on you through the review mirror.
教子阁下，我建议你不要干预罗素家族的内战。我此行的职责是把你们安全送至多姆身边，我不能把你们置身于危险之中。
As a commandment from Babylon, I cannot ignore people's cries for help. Don't worry, we are more than capable of handling this small fry.
弗兰克先生，请你明白，即便你不停车，我和指挥官也有能力独立执行营救。
Bro is contempting life right now. under your persistent insistence, Frank gradually slows the vehicle.
当然，多姆阁下嘱咐过我，要充分尊重教子的意见。
He turns the steering wheel, pointing the vehicle towards the factory.
必要时，报上自己教子的名号吧。在卡塔尼亚，这个身份就是你最强大的武器。
Wow. To the future! Oh yeah.
为了尽快回到你的身边，我会斩尽所有阻碍，赢下这场胜利。
have to push through it. Okay. Force your way through, avoid the enemy, and focus on rescuing the hostages. Oh man. Wait, that's not cool. Hiya! Oh boy. Is there any more? I think that's it. Okay, we're good. What the hell are they doing? Hey! Stop fighting! Aw, you serious? Fine. Oh boy. Where's the hostage? Alright. Flying star.
任务目标已清楚，指挥官，我们回家吧。
哎，
别打了，我是罗素家的。他妈的呀，这里谁不是罗素家的？你老大叫什么？罗姆斯。打！
Oh boy. Dust and smoke drift between the towering factory buildings as the chaotic fighting continues. For the Lord's sake.
都是一家人，别打了！
Stop fighting.
找到罗姆斯了，这儿呢，他给我拿下！
住手！
Lucia descends from above and uses the blunt edge of her blade to knock down 2 family members, kicking up clouds of dust. In an instant, stunned by Lucia's sudden intrusion onto the battlefield, both sides of the fierce gunfight stop cold. What the? Where did she come from?
你祈祷来的米迦勒吗？
主啊，我不认识。
敢对13家族的人动手，给我一起上！什么？
Dust permeates the air. The man finds Lucia's blade placed against his neck even before he gets to draw his weapon out.
咱们有话好好说。
Drop all your weapons now.
没听见吗？都把家伙放下！
Seeing their boss held at blade point by Lucia, the several dozen men have no choice but to do as they say and put away their weapons.
主啊，你们是谁？
Looking around, all you see are people with menacing looks on their faces. Uncertain of what they think of Babylonian, you decide to keep your identity a secret from them for the time being.
必要时报上自己教子的名号吧。在卡塔尼亚，这个身份就是你最强大的武器。
You figure that if the title of Lady Dawn truly carries as much weight as it does in Cantanina, as Frank said, then telling these people that you're her godchild might do the trick most effectively now. I am Mysterious, Lady Dawn's godchild. The battlefield instantly falls silent as everyone looks at you in utter disbelief.
什么？
What?
主啊，
Wait, you're Lady.
你是多么阁下的！
你就是？
Yeah. With words on the tip of his tongue, Lucia withdraws her katana from the man. Perhaps overly nervous, the man clutches his neck and slumps to the ground in a daze.
萨伏伊家的女儿怎么都这么可怕？
Haha! I'm not exactly a she though, I'm a he. Grace.
那个教子阁下，如您所见，我们家内部出了一点小矛盾，都怪我这傻大哥脾气暴，谁也没想到会闹到今天这个地步。
Oh, yeah, right.
明明是你！
You're the one who started it. What the hell, man?
我一向听说夺母阁下宅心仁厚，不知道您能否亲自引荐一下？
Oh, you
让
want
他
me?
出面仲裁一下罗素家的继承纠纷。
You want me to settle this? Right. Your presence seems to have reminded him that there exists another path to power in Cantarina other than the brutal internal strife. He seems confident that he would be the one to win her favor in this fight. They have their own agenda, but regardless, there's no reason to let them continue stirring up conflict and threatening the lives of innocent civilians. Visiting Lady Dawn with these people will allow you to steer clear of their family affairs, while at the same time also allowing you to save the civilians in the factory, which aligns with Babylonian's interests. As it happens, I was just about to meet with Lady Dawn. Yeah. But before I do that, I want the sage on the factory immediately lifted, and everyone in there to be able to walk free.
没问题，没问题。教子的命令就是夺母阁下的命令。
Right.
地上躺着的几个，别死了！开门，放人。
Saviel family
情
mansion.
况我大概都了解了。
Olivia steeps her fingers, leans back leisurely in her chair as she sizes up the leaders of the 2 families.
老罗素是一位值得尊敬的首领，他对待朋友心地正直，面对敌人机敏聪慧。我从他的身上学习到了很多。愿他的魂灵此刻得与圣灵信步同游。罗姆斯， 你正直善良，我收留的孩子们都愿意与你玩耍，大街小巷的乞丐都歌颂你，因为你会记住他们每个人的名字。
哇哦！
雷姆斯，我永远忘不了你孤身潜入卡尼卡地，刺杀蒂华那帮头目的伟绩。你替卡塔尼亚人出了口恶气，我们永远都会把你视作骄傲。你们两个分别继承了自己父亲的良善与勇敢，但很遗憾，他筚路蓝缕所缔造的王座，只容得下一位凯撒。
In the dim light, she closes her eyes and falls silent for a moment.
雷姆斯，
在，多姆阁下。
The tall, thin man lowers his head in acknowledgement, his voice trembling with excitement.
我知道你向来志在四方，想要亲眼见见卡塔尼亚之外的世界。索拉索实业会给你安排一个待遇优渥的管理岗位，从此你便可以在各个保育区间自由旅行，或是在太空中检查下地球，看看那到底有没有天使和上帝。
Upon hearing these words, Remerus appears astonished.
多姆，可
除此之外，
And as
萨
a
福伊家族
household,
在拉古萨的所有产业也将归你所有，就当是我送给你的乔迁之礼。
wow.
我
Olivia raises her hand, leaving him no room for objection.
索拉索家族的人就在门外，如果没有其他事，你可以去办理换补手续。
这是您自己的意思，还是13家族共同的决定？
Well, it's for the best of both worlds, okay? You get to have this, and be on your merry way, and adventure the world, instead of causing chaos and all that, fighting for the position of the position of your household's leader. You can go adventure as you wish.
这两者没有区别。
There's no difference here, honestly. He furrows his brows as he tightens his grip around the family crest emblazoned around his shoulder.
罗素家族不会忘记您主持的公道，多姆阁下。
Right. With a grave look, he slams the door behind him and rejects all invitations from those waiting outside.
主啊，感谢您伸张的正义，多姆阁下。
守护好你从父亲那儿继承的温良，罗姆斯，那才是罗素家族最强大的武器。祝你事业顺利。
是。
The dimly lit room falls silent again, with the two family leaders gone. So one's an adventurous, reckless leader, and the other one is a kind family leader, who prioritizes and remembers all those around him. They had a conflict of ideals, and now it's been somewhat settled, I think. Olivia leaves her chair and slowly rises from behind a bleached wood table.
感谢二位为卡塔尼亚人所做的一切。方才没有正式问候，是家族待客不周，还请见谅。我是萨福伊家族的首领奥利维亚，你们也可以叫我多姆。这是13家族对我的称呼。
Donna is the name of the ruler of the series goes by? Anything else we need to prepare? She leans against the table and sizes up the two of you with a piercing gaze.
既然已经来了，
Since you're here,
那想必你们已经知道了这场婚礼的真正目的。
Yep, we do.
根据卡塔尼亚的传统，13家族的首领都必须亲自参加教子的婚礼。
Okay.
而我会借着这个机会，宣布解散13家族，与联合政府合作，成立自治委员会，管理卡塔尼亚。
Okay. If you're the spiritual leader of the 13 families, Why are you dissolving them? Olivia raises her hand, directing the two of you to look at the blundering wall of the room. Between an ancient wall clock and candlesticks hanging, a striking heraldic oil painting. At the center of the painting is a great wolf that's surrounded by more than a dozen bold, vigorous calligraphy signatures.
一艘破败的巨轮迷航在雾海之上。作为它的掌舵人，我只有2个选项：一，跟历史上大多数君王的选择一样，东拼西补，勉强让它继续飘在水面上，然后祈祷它不会撞上迷雾中的冰山。二，放下对这艘老家伙的所有执念，乘上一艘通向新时代的方舟。
Wow, okay. She gazes up at the faded great wolf, looking as calm as undisturbed water.
帕米什爆发时，联合政府在大撤退的慌乱中背弃了自己的承诺，抛弃了卡塔尼亚的人民。于是，在战火之中，尚武的卡塔尼亚人拿起了武器，在旧世界的荒芜中缔造了属于自己的新秩序——家族。
According to the intelligence you have, Contarina, located on the eastern edge of Antarctica, was once a widely renowned tourist destination under the governance of the what the hell is this? Transatlantic Economic Community. After the punishing virus breakout, some small islands deemed to be of no strategic value were dispensed with when the military forces in some war zones across the Antarctic were channeled into combating the virus. And Katinirina was precisely one of those islands dispensed with.
几十年来，13个家族瓜分了政府的遗产，联合起来对抗大洋对岸的帕米什病毒，一并在阴影中构筑起了一个庞大的黑色帝国。暴力、罪恶始终萦绕着这座小岛，但相对的，13家族也贩卖给了卡塔尼亚人前所未有的秩序与稳定。
安全感. Yeah, sense of safety. The 13 families' authority, therefore, was built upon the people's fear of the punishing virus. You're going to have a difficult time controlling these people when your external threat slowly becomes less of a threat. Yeah.
没错，家族崛起于联合政府的衰退，又没落于它的复兴。
Okay.
得益于你们的努力，联合政府对地球的控制越来越强，家族那些见不得人的产业也会越来越难做。
Shady business.
在这种条件下，13家族已无力承担维持联防区、对抗帕米什的高昂成本。
Okay.
所以，我要让卡塔尼亚主动丢掉这些沉重的包袱，系上你们的伊甸方舟。有些东西会随着时间遗忘，而有些沉疴注定要由人来亲手埋葬。
Oh wow. Okay. I see.
好了， 乏味的历史课到此为止。
Nah, that was fine.
你们的婚礼会在后天正午举行。明天落日时，我会带你们去熟悉婚礼场地和流程。根据卡塔尼亚的习俗，你们需要在婚礼前一天到访城镇中的酒神剧场，取回一瓶葡萄酒，作为你们婚礼交杯仪式的圣酒。除此之外，其他的时间都由你们自由支配。
Sounds easy enough. Retrieve a bottle of wine. Got it. Customs, traditions, ceremonies. It seems like you've been hearing these words thrown around all the time since you took this assignment. Catania, as it seems, is indeed very bit as conservative a society that values tradition, as you learned at the briefing.
这些天要是有什么需要，直接找弗兰克就好。
Hey. She turns her gaze towards the back of the room, where Frank, standing behind a couple, nods respectfully.
对于外乡人来说，卡塔尼亚可是有着许多与众不同的风土人情。
Yeah.
机会难得，婚礼之前，好好珍惜这段假日时光吧。
Okay, sure. Understood. Alright! Lady Dawn's room is located at the far end of the second floor. One can enjoy a sweeping view of this magnificent mansion from right outside her room. After the meeting, you and Lucia walk through the long corridor lined with red carpets as you carefully explore this palace-like mansion.
指挥官，你看，这边的阳台可以看到大海。
Lucia rests both hands on the marble railing, gazing at the bristling shoreline in the distance. The setting sun illuminates the sea and sandy shore, where people in thin clothes are setting up tents and grills in small groups in preparation for the night events at night.
距离婚礼正式开始，
Got a little over a day before the wedding starts. Under the setting sun, the seawater is remnants of gray silk, rising and falling with the island's breath, as wave after wave surges with heavy ripples.
除了去取葡萄酒之外，这段时间里，指挥官有什么其他的任务安排吗？
Well, she turns to look at you, her long hair swaying in the evening breeze. You figure that you should probably take advantage of this time instead of filling your schedule with other things to do. And that, as per Lady Dawn's advice, you should simply take things as they come while experiencing everything Cantinia has to offer. We'll take it one step at a time. Is there anything you'll like to do tonight, Lucia? She gazes at the sunset glow, and the playful crowd seemingly to have already made up her mind.
太阳就快要落山了，可以陪我去海边走走吗？
Sure. Why not? Yeah! And moving on to number 3, Spring in Ashura. You two fly over the coast to the grand party under the stars and the moon. Aw yeah. Night grapples continue in a gray veil with everything in sight, seemingly viewed through the hazy filter of an old film. Lights come on in every home, with warm specks of color flowing from the mountain peaks that embrace the lush foothills down to the shore. On the beach, some people are on benches relinquishing the night, while there are some laughing and singing around barbecue grills with friends and family. You and Lucia find yourselves a quiet corner and sit shoulder to shoulder.
卡塔尼亚的夜晚真热闹啊。
Yeah. Indeed it is. Sure does.
这样热闹的海滩，上一次应该还是在映化晨星。指挥官还记得吗？
Yeah.
那时，我们和其他小队的成员一起度过了一个有惊无险的假日。
Right. Venice Splash Park. Peace.
玩是什么？
To play around is to have fun, to enjoy the times that are our mundane lives, I guess.
我并不是为了躲开你来度假，而是因为接到了名为放松的任务。
Yeah. Memories flood your mind as you look at Lucia. I remember now. Yeah? You were always very tense back then. Remember how you took winding down as a mission? Hey.
当时的我，
Lucia closes her eyes and shakes her head, trying to cast aside those embarrassing memories.
指挥官，现在的我跟过去相比，变化很大吗？
Yeah, for sure. Lucia tilts her head and looks curiously at you. Under the pure moonlight, her question sends you down memory lane. Lucia. Two of you weren't exactly close when you first met. Fighting through thorns, growing into the powerful wings of Grey Raven. Now, she is the one to bring humanity hope and victory. She is also the one and only captain under you, and a comrade worthy of complete trust. No matter when you turn around, you can always count on her to be there for you. Yeah. No matter what danger lies ahead, she will always fight by your side. Your fate intertwines as one, no longer lost or adrift. You turn your memories into an answer and share it with her, the one who's always been by your side.
原来如此。
A glimmer of delight sparkles in her eyes when she hears what you say.
听起来，我也在不断成长，成为你可以依靠的力量。未来，我们一定还能更好。
Yeah? Yeah, I think so too.
我们会一起解决所有的灾害，结束所有的苦难。
Alright. She gazes at the bustling coastline below as she envisions a peaceful and beautiful future.
或许在许多人眼里，这是一个渺远、艰难的目标。
Yeah?
但陪在你的身边，和你共同经历的一切，都让我打心底里感觉，这样的未来似乎也没有那么遥远。
In her eyes, the flourishing island connects with brilliant celestial pathways, twinkling with radiant light. I'm sure that we'll both be there when the day comes. You gently take her hand as the two of you hold gaze at the brilliant light illuminating the night. Before you know it, a crowd dressed in classical formal attire gradually gathers on the beach. They stand with bowed heads, holding hands in a circle around a marble statue, seeming in the middle of some ancient traditional ceremony.
信者们，请随我祈祷。我们感恩，因您赐予卡塔尼亚恩典与力量，让我们团结在信仰之下，生活在他的国里。
At the center of the crowd stands a statue resembling a nun, her eyes covered by a thin veil. Compassion and love flow across her features, and despite the constant erosion of sea winds, the statue maintains its prayer position, silently bestowing blessings.
那座雕像是圣女露琪亚。
Yeah, Lucia. Same name as
她跟
me.
我的名字一样，也算是个巧合吧。
Pure coincidence. Yeah, right.
圣露琪亚是4大殉教圣女之一，她殉教的地点正是我们脚下的卡塔尼亚。
Wow, okay. Do you know her well? She gives a slight nod in affirmation.
正因为我与她同名，所以在很久以前，我就听说过圣露琪亚的故事。
Yeah.
那是一个有关爱情与牺牲的传说。指挥官感兴趣的话，我可以讲给你听。
Okay. Yes. I like to hear her story. Not like I got nothing better to do, anyways.
好，我想一想。
She closes her eyes, concentrating as she recalls the legend of Saint Lucia. The
很
legend.
久很久以前，有着一个叫纳波里的王国，而主人公露琪亚正是这个古老王国中的公主。有一天，那波里爆发了骇人的瘟疫，整个王国尸骸枕藉，十室九空。出于内心的善良，还有对宗教的热忱，露琪亚与她的爱人不忍见到百姓遭受如此疾苦，便想要找到传说中能够实现愿望的四叶草，结束这场祸乱人间的灾难。于是，他们一同踏上了前往卡塔尼亚的旅程。
The ancient legend rests upon her words, floating gently into the profound darkness of night as Lucia weaves her tale. Why Catania?
据说，卡塔尼亚的天之甲是人间最接近天国的地方。神明曾亲手在此种下一株可以创造神迹的四叶草。
Lucia hugs her knees to her chest, gazing out at the undulating expansion of ocean in the distance.
就在他们即将到达卡塔尼亚时，海面上忽然疾风骤起，翻起了惊涛骇浪。
Oh no!
眨眼的功夫，露琪亚的爱人便被浪涛所吞没。
Aww.
这时候，一只魔鬼从海浪中现身。原来，是他施法抓走了露琪亚的爱人，将她放逐到了地狱之中。魔鬼对露琪亚说，他能拯救爱人的方法只有一个，那就是献出自己的双眼。
Why would it do that?
因为魔鬼与神明打了一个赌，倘若露琪亚失去了爱与光明，她的意志是否足够坚定，能够支撑她寻找到那株四叶草？
Damn.
当露琪亚找到四叶草时，她的爱人便会回到她的身边，但她的余生 都将永远活在黑暗之中。
Reaching this point in the story, Lucia closes her eyes, seemingly deep in thought.
露琪亚选择舍弃了自己的光明。
Damn.
在那之后，露琪亚失去了双眼，孤身踏上了卡塔尼亚的土地。对她而言，每一次迈出步伐，仿佛脚下都是万丈深渊，登上山巅，又坠入低谷。即使遍体鳞伤，血肉模糊，她也要迈开步伐。这不仅是神明的考验，也是她与爱人的誓约。无论荣辱，无论贫富，直到死亡将他们分离。
Did she eventually find the four-leaf clover? She nods.
当露琪亚再次睁开眼时，她正躺在爱人的怀中，奄奄一息，而她爱人的手中正握着露琪亚寻得的四叶草。但是，奇迹的四叶草只能实现一个愿望。
Damn.
这时候，摆在露琪亚爱人面前的只有2个选项：是拯救露琪亚，还是拯救纳波里的人民。
No. The gentle moonlight thoughtfully illuminated the trace of sorrow on Lucia's face. After a moment of silence, she slowly opens her mouth again.
露琪亚用尽了最后的力气，在爱人的耳畔说出了自己的心愿，促使爱人做出了最后的选择。
That'll be...
抱歉，指挥官，我不想轻易赋予这个故事一个具体的结局。
Darn. Lucia leaves the ending of the story hanging. Oh, come on!
因为这可能会让我离真实的露琪亚越来越远。
Lucia tilts her head face upwards to gaze at the countless stars scattered across the Milky Way.
在很长的一段时间里，人们都相信，露琪亚希望能够牺牲自己，让爱人拯救纳波里的百姓。可经过现代的考古论证，人们却惊讶地发现，在中世纪原始的技术之中，露琪亚最后的心愿是能够和爱人一起活下去。
Stars bloom across the deep blue canvas of night, a celestial tapestry that seems to have shone this way since the beginning of time. The countless lights in the city flicker in the darkness as the evening breeze gently lifts the strand of hair from Lucia's forehead.
正因如此，许多个世纪以来，露琪亚的故事被剧作家们不断解构，演绎出了五花八门的结局。但对于一个寓言故事来说，人们还是更愿意接受劝善从良的内涵。所以，大多数人接触到的露琪亚，还是那位愿意牺牲自己、拯救众生的圣女。就像为了远征特洛伊而献身的伊菲格涅亚一样，历史只书写了崇高的牺牲，却对具体真实的个人置若罔闻。
Damn. So that's why you didn't want to give a set in stone ending.
我觉得，在这个故事中，支持露琪亚走下去的，不仅有他对信仰的热忱，还有他试图与爱人重逢的执着。不论他最后做出了怎样的选择，想必都会感到遗憾吧。
Damn. I see. Lucia turns to look at you curiously.
如果指挥官是露琪亚的话，会做出什么样的选择呢？
Well... Your gaze intertwine as she awaits your answer. Now, that is a difficult question. Oh, man. I would choose to sacrifice myself to save more people, or I would hope I could survive. Is there no third option? I would choose both. Fudge it. Damn it. Oh, man. Lucia reaches out and presses her hand against yours with a little more force than you thought she would. In her crimson eyes dances an unwavering determination that brooks no argument.
不论未来发生了什么，都请不要选择牺牲自己。
Yeah.
指挥官，我向你保证，不管出现了多么不可挽回的灾难，我都一定会阻止他们，
Okay.
让你不必面对这样的选择。
Okay. Alright. Her words are as resolute and far-right as the unwavering gaze she fixes upon you. And as do all. When she hears what you say, she gives you a nod, and her lips curl into a smile. If you were Lucia in the story, what would you have done? Well, no, I wouldn't know. Now would I? With it, she gently lowers her gaze, deep in thought.
如果站在我身前的人是你的话，恐怕我无法轻易做出决定。
Yeah.
我希望看到海燕和亲，但也希望能和你一同见证。
Yay. I really appreciate your honesty.
我也一样，指挥官。
Standing shoulder to shoulder, you and Lucia gaze out of the moonlight beach. The ritual around the statue has ended, and people have lit bonfires to start a lively festival. Suddenly, piano notes ring clearly across the beach. Following suit are violin, saxophone, pipe, organ. To the melodious, cheerful tone, the Cantanian youngsters on the beach break into pairs. They laugh as they dance with enthusiasm. Miss.
这位小姐，我能跟你跳支舞吗？
A woman reeking of alcohol has walked up to you and Lucia.
今晚是属于年轻情侣的狂欢夜，但我的舞伴喝倒了，所以我能不能
Right. Before she even finishes talking, the woman's face converts in a discomfort as she covers her mouth and slumps to the ground.
狂欢夜。
For lovers? Looking around, you see that people are brimming with enthusiasm, completely immersed in the music. Immersed. Oh boy. Goody Yvonne! Completely immense. Mesmerizing. A moment later, you feel Lucia's gaze on you.
感谢你的邀请，但我已经有舞伴了。
She stands up and holds her hand towards you. Thank you for the invitation, though. They say that Tarantelle, a traditional dance in Cantania, was originally named after a type of poisonous spider. Like the Tarantrium? Probably, yeah. That spider, yes. Those bitten by the spider had to dance feverishly to neutralize the poison, which is how the dance got its name. Theirs is, no need to worry about the attire or technique. Dancers need only immerse themselves in the joyful atmosphere and passionately connect with the earth that nurtured them as they dance freely to the rhythm. You and Lucia find yourselves facing each other between two rows of people. Oh, you do what the dancers next to you do and kick your feet to the rhythm of the music. Sorry, Commandment. Probably a little too nervous, she catches herself raising the same foot as yours on numerous occasions, causing your feet to tangle. Let's take it really nice and slow. Under the bright moon and scattered stars, the entire beach floats with the rhythm of the music. As she gradually becomes familiar with the dance, Lucia smiles and looks up at you.
我似乎找到窍门了，指挥官。
Yeah? Glad to hear that. Right then, the music picks up its speed. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. With it, the crowd moves forward in unison and quickly pairs up in a ballroom dance formation. Following the crowd, you take a bold step forward and gently place your right hand around her waist. Seeing the change in rhythm, Lucia offers you a gentle smile as she steps closer and takes your hand. Your eyes meet as the two of you imitate the dancers around you and move together gracefully among the crowd. Amid the crowd, the evening breeze rustled gently as you and Lucia move at your own pace in the center of the crowd, dancing leisurely at your own pace. The music streams across the shore like a clear spring. Her dress sways with her steps, remnants of waves breaking upon the sand and white feathers, floating gently in the night sky.
指挥官，
With her hand on her arm, Lucia spins gracefully. As these gentle moments pass, your eyes quietly meet and intertwine. Under the soft glow of moonlight, you see that her eyes are fixed on you.
能和你在人群中起舞，我感觉很开心。
Your steps glow light and graceful when you sense the warmth in Lucia's eyes.
回去之后，我们也一起试试其他风格的舞蹈吧。
Okay. Yes, let's do that. Suddenly, a ball of fire shoots up from the shore, bursting into a brilliant array of colors in the sky.
指挥官，是烟花。
Yay! Shooting stars, trailing flames follow closely behind. In an instant, the beach is, wow, shrouded by flickering lights and awash in the cheers of the crowd. Well done. With it, the event organizer sits onto the stage and shouts out at the crowd. Yay!
信者们，
Oh!
伟丽的12时已然倒转，子夜已至。
Yay! Your joy has
已心
pleased
悦
the
于你
Lord.
们的狂欢，现在他要向你们赐福。
All right.
请将你们的双额相抵，以示魂灵相触。
When he finished speaking, the dancers around you and Lucia turn to face one another. They stand in solemn silence as they press their foreheads together. Caught by surprise, Lucia turns to look at you.
指挥官，
Should we do that
我们也
too,
要这样做
Commandment?
了。
Why not? Everyone in the crowd embraces their dance partners and lowers their head. On this vast beach, it seems only you and Lucia remain standing in place, unsure of what to do. Press your forehead against Lucia's. Alright, before you can fully grasp what's happening, you feel the warmth of her palm against your neck.
指挥官，
Yeah. Under the watchful glow of dazzling fireworks, your gaze meets and your breath becomes one.
请合上你们的眼，回忆你们初次邂逅的光景。
Close your eyes and recall the first time you met. Hey.
只有我一个人。
What a coincidence. I'm just by myself, too. Think back to the joy you shared under the same sky.
我希望，无论在哪个时间、哪个空间，指挥官都能够是我的指挥官。即使没有这个愿望，只要我还是我，无论指挥官在哪里，我都会找到指挥官的身边。
Yeah, pretty sure that will come true.
克服你们所一同承受的苦难。
那稍后再见了，指挥官。
See you soon, Lucia.
迎接你们未来的重生。
All right.
可以和我做个约定吗，指挥官？
Yeah, Lucia.
一个永远都不会分开的约定。
礼毕。
结束。Opening your eyes, you're greeted by a tender, loving gaze. Lost in the delicate resonance, you can almost see the Milky Way streaming slowly within her eyes. By now, the boundless horizon has gradually shed its vibrant colors. When the last bit of the fireworks has faded, the bell strikes 12. With the resonant tolling of the bell, the crowd on the beach roused numerous once more, dancing and singing, carrying yesterday's revenants into a brand new day.
卡塔尼亚的夜晚真是热闹。
Does it now?
感觉人们都像不知道疲惫一样，时时刻刻都在狂欢着。
Yeah? Perhaps it's because it's party night tonight. Yeah, sure does.
指挥官，我们要不要去那边？
Yeah. But the two of you are still engaged in conversation. The voice of a middle-aged man that you recognize comes from behind you. Sorry.
抱歉打扰到你们两个。
弗兰克，
你们远道而来，舟车劳顿，等天亮了还要到剧院去取葡萄酒。今晚还是早些休息吧。
Yeah. Lost in the joy of the night, both you and Lucia have momentarily forgotten about time. Faced with the word of advice, both of you fall silent.
的确，夜已经深了，你现在需要休息。抱歉，我刚才应该考虑到的。
No worries, it's only 12 o'clock at best. Ah, god damn it. All good, let's go back. Under the starry sky, you hold Lucia's hand tight as you start making your way back. Arriving at the mansion, you find the family has prepared a luxurious bedroom for both of you. Fragment twig flooring, golden silk curtains, swaying in the breeze, lifelike religion paintings. Everything in the room exclude a refined, classical elegance.
这里只有一张床。
Yeah. Lucia stares at the only double bed in the room, sounding uncertain.
我来守夜，请指挥官安心休息吧。
You need some rest now. She looks visibly uncomfortable.
我可以不用休息的。更换这副机体之后，我就不再需要休眠，可以更持久地执行任务。
Right. But your experience of fatigue is undeniable. Activating your sleep mode now and then is good for your mind, too. Yay! As you speak, you sit down on the soft mattress. Oh, yeah. Get some rest, Lucia.
休息。我。
She closes her eyes and slowly lets out a breath.
我明白了，指挥官。
Finally, she gives a gentle nod and sits down on the edge of the bed. Hey, You slowly lie down and she gently reclines on her side of the edge of the bed. Yeah. Damn! God damn it! Who is... Still recording?
I don't care. I want my computer.
God damn. Yes. You close your eyes, relax your body, and let your thoughts drift into the peaceful stillness of the night. Yo. Just then you hear the soft rustle of bedsheets as a familiar warmth gradually nestles closer to you. Lucia shifts her body gently as she carefully slides up next to you. In the gentle warmth, you feel loose strands of hair brushing gently against your forehead.
What?
Good night. Good night. Your consciousness drifts into the land's tranquil stillness, where moonlight waves dance like smoothing poetry, gentle and melodious. Mythology, song and dance, islands. Countless memories gather and intertwine in your mind, then burst and fade away like bubbles. You're not sure how much time has passed, but your mind still seems active, refusing to drift into sleep. In your drowsy haze, you hear soft footsteps on the floor. You found your eyes to find the room still awash in darkness. Though blurry vision, you see Lucia standing by the window and gazing out at Cantinina's night. In the gentle moonlight, the hair by her temple is flirted by a soft breeze, remnants of delicate gossamer dancing in the wind. Lucia? Hearing your call, she tilts her head to look at you, caught by surprise.
指挥官。对不起，是被我吵醒的吗？
Nah. Nope, I was just having trouble falling asleep. That's all. You get up and look out the window. The bright moon hangs high above the horizon and shines brightly on the coastline below. Are you admiring the view outside?
我感觉今晚的时间过得很快。
Yeah.
我想要好好的记住这里的夜晚，记住今晚与你度过的时光。
She gazes into the distance with lingering fascination. The boundless ocean lies shrouded in the tranquil night, a stark contrast to the brilliantly illuminated shoreline. Lying in bed earlier and reflecting on everything that happened today, you know you totally could have loved to stay out longer to enjoy the night. Seeing the look on her face, you think you know just what to do. Lucia, say, why don't we get out of this mansion to enjoy a chill night out?
What?
She seems a little incredulous.
但是，指挥官。
What about it? Come on, it's party night tonight. No way a godchild from an important family is going to miss out on the fun now, right? As you speak, you reach out your hand to Lucia. What do you say? She smiles gently, a glimmer of anticipation gathering in her eyes.
我明白了，指挥官。我接受你的邀请。今晚，就让我们开开心心的玩上一夜吧。
Let's go! She takes your hand and pushes open the window, letting the cool breeze wash over your face. She leaps down and, kicking into flight mode, carries you in midair in her arms.
指挥官，请抓紧我。
Okay. The wind rushes past your ears as the blue waves roll beneath you. You two fly over the coast to the grand party under the stars and the moon. Well darn. The name of the rose. My heart, the rose of the wasteland, has found its garden in your eyes. Yeah. Hooray. The wind unravels after the shadowy pine forest as the moon casts a photosonic glow upon the wandering waters. Hand in hand with Lucia, you walk across the white sand as sea foams lap at your feet. With the sea of stars blanketing the heavens above, you pass by the revelers dancing along the shore. Under the watchful glow of the moonlight, you delve into the lush forest and weave through abundant green foliage until you come upon a pile of weathered ruins. Rows of weathered marble columns stand on level ground, behind which rises a magnificent, imposing temple. Moonlight spills upon to the crystalline Vitrum windows, creating a shimmering reflection that resembles the lingering radiance of a once ancient, prosperous civilization. Standing among the towering stone columns, you both become fascinated with your surroundings. Before you know it, you find the two of you in the middle of playing hide and seek.
8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
Go!
指挥官，藏好了吗？
No, you're not. Here I come. Starting from the weathered main entrance of the temple, she scans the ruins under the night sky, searching for any signs of you. I bet we're right behind her, aren't we?
指挥官的话，会藏在这里吗？这是。
There is a heart on one of the stone bricks. In the center of the heart are 2 lines of ancient text that appears to be the names left by lovers from long ago. Down the column, there are still more hearts. People from different eras have all left their names alongside their partners. On this stone column, moss has crept over their names, bearing witness to the passing millennium of Katanina. As Lucia bends down to examine the hearts, a deep rumble of thunder rumbles across the heavens, and with it, she hears rustling coming from behind. Recognizing the footsteps, she lets her guard down for a split second. And that's when the world around her falls completely dark. Guess who I am?
指挥官。
Yeah, we come up from behind. Recognizing the warmth of those hands on her cheeks, she gently holds your wrist. Follow me.
要去哪里？
Where are we going? Well, in complete darkness, she follows your guidance as she steps forward. A moment later, a rich, sweet fragrance fills the air when the footsteps behind her stop. Look here. Wow. When she opens her eyes, she's greeted by a sea of swaying cornflowers. Surrounded by the vibrant, thriving sea of flowers, Lucia breaks into a blossoming smile. When she looks this way at you, she sees that you too are looking at her with a smile.
废墟中竟然有这么漂亮的风景。
Yeah. She bends down to gently touch the deep blue petals. Like blue fairies blooming in the wilderness. They ripple in gentle waves at Lucia's touch. Look what I just found! Boom! Before you could even finish what you had to say, you hear a long howl coming from the sky. And with it, torrented rain pours down like a merciless waterfall. Holy! Uh-oh! As the rain drops, the sides of beans crash down upon the sea of flowers. Lucia immediately grabs your hand and points towards the temple in the distance.
指挥官，我们去里面避雨吧。
Yeah, let's go. We gotta go. Alright. Fortunately, the two of you have reached the temple before your formal attire gets completely soaked. Yeah. The rusty hinges let out a deep slumber groan as a magnificent kaleidoscope cathedral reveals itself behind the door. Moonlight filters through the Vertrum stained glass windows, cast colliding down from the towering dome and streaming along countless majestic stone pillars. Plastered flowers, religious paintings, statues of angels, and colorful floor designs. This sacred space gradually comes alive with vibrant hues, painted by nature's splendor. Why don't we sit here and take a break? Yay! Behind in the magnificent radiance of color light, you and Lucia sit side by side on the spiral staircase. Yay! Yeah. From the outside, I thought this was just some old temple. Yeah.
还以为这里是一座更加古老的神殿。没想到，里面被翻修成了中世纪的教堂。
Yeah. It's clear that this place has a very long history.
指挥官，你看那边。
Yeah? Prismatic panels of glass shine vividly at the bottom. A knight draws his sword as he faces his enemies. Up above the knight, a young woman in a wedding dress stands on a high wall as she tosses her veil down to cover the knight's head. And at the very top of the image, white doves carry olive branches in their beaks, surround the Virgin Mary and the Roman numeral 12 gleaming brightly on her chest. Is this some depicting some kind of religious story?
如果我没猜错，这幅画上的是露琪亚和她爱人的婚礼。
Yeah. That takes place in the middle of a fight?
露琪亚是那波利王国的公主，而她的爱人是一位出身草莽的骑士。
Yeah.
勇冠三军，战无不胜。他们二人互相倾慕，却碍于身份，无法倾城眷属。
Darn. The echoes of legend reverberate through the cathedral. Over thousands of years, this stained glass must have seen countless travelers and received just as many phrases.
一天，敌国的使节出访那波里，所到之处张扬跋扈，欺凌百姓，甚至还出言侮辱了露琪亚。 致使那波里举国激愤。露琪亚的爱人怒不可遏，在决斗中把那使节打成重伤。也正因如此，爱人违反了王国不得伤害来使的法律。
哇
对国王露琪亚不希望看到爱人这样牺牲，于是他穿上婚纱，站在刑场上，将自己的头纱扔向了那位骑士，并当众宣布自己要成为对方的新娘。
Wow. She gazes at the stained glass in the gentle moonlight. Lucia's veil emanates a radiant glow.
12时的钟声响起。根据那波里的古老传统，国王必须在公主的婚礼上答应她一个要求。于是露琪亚许愿，请求父王赦免爱人的罪行。
Yeah.
就这样，在钟声之中，骑士的罪被免除。那波里的百姓在刑场举行了盛大的狂欢，庆祝露琪亚的新婚。
Okay. So the Roman numeral on the stained glass means 12 o'clock.
我想是这样的。指挥官有注意到吗？这间礼拜堂内共有6扇拱门，也就是有12根梁柱，上面正好雕刻着12位天使。
When you look around the magnificent space, you see that it's just as Lucia said. 6 majestic archways support the entire solar ring structure of the building.
而在外面的古代广场上，也恰好留存着12根巨型的石柱。
Whoa! Back on the beach, the night parties organizer made a big deal too when the clock struck 12. Yo!
我想，卡塔尼亚人对12时有着宗教式的热忱。
Yeah.
或许是露琪亚的传说深深地影响了这片土地。
Perhaps, although I do find the story a little unrealistic, but it is indeed a romantic
第
story.
一次听到这个故事时，我的感受也和指挥官一样。
When I first heard the story, I felt the same way you do now. It's got a very interesting ending, though. The gentle patter of the rain. Lucia's story gradually overlapping your mind. In times of adversity, people always find a way to carry on. The colorful lights brighten up her face as your eyes meet. She seems deep in thought.
你是说，露琪亚以求婚的形式解救刑场上的？
Yeah, turning an execution into a wedding. Yes, because he stood up for her. Man, goddamn. And he was the strongest too, so he was really like, he had a fracture status too. Yeah. Remember that question you asked me earlier tonight? You asked me what I would do if I were Lucia, knowing that I was dying.
你当时的回答是？
I don't think my answer to that question really matters, regardless. She listens quietly. Whether or not to pull the lever, the dilemma they're discussing here is remnants of the the trolley problem. There is no getting out of a paradoxic whirlpool like this once one gets caught in its depths, where only endless debate awaits, depending on which choice you decide to end up with. But regardless of the choice made, it remains merely a thought experiment with no impact on their present reality. When one considers which life to save, that's when the premise has been quietly accepted, that lives can be ranked in terms of value or quantity, and that some are worth more than others. Yeah, that's one. People have pulled the lever again and again and fallen into introspection and debate, all the while overlooking the true culprit behind the dilemma. Do you remember who took Lucia's sight in the first place?
你说的是那个与露琪亚做出交易的魔鬼？
Yeah, I'm gonna flip and beat that demon up first before I ask questions. Why are we talking about this weird choice she had to make with her wish? When we should be talking about how we want to take down a demon that did this to her in the first place. And have to make her pick a choice in the first place, yeah. Pick her choice between saving herself from death and blinded, or save his kingdom. I believe that Lucia actually had a third option, too. She would choose to destroy the devil and prevent further tragedies from happening in the human world. Just as with her tragedy with that damn devil that forced her to choose between saving the kingdom or saving herself. Yeah. Lucia falls silent for a moment, then nods. I think I get what you're trying to say. Yeah? It's not about choosing A or B. It's about understanding who forced the choice in the first place. Yeah, it's not about choosing A or B. Sometimes you gotta understand. Who damn forced you to choose it in the first place? Yes. Hearing what you have said, she breaks into a gentle smile. Writers and poets have spent centuries putting their own spin on it, trying to end it differently. Favorite. Neither the kingdom being saved, nor her own life. She would choose a wish for him to successfully, for her own partner, to take down that devil that made her choose in the first place. Thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, after the discussion, the two of you just sit in the chaperone and chat about just any sort of thing. Some are distant memories from the past, while others are vibrant daydreams racing towards the future. Immersed in the tranquil atmosphere, you find yourself feeling drowsier by the second, as Lucia's voice slowly grows distant. You feel nice and cozy as you slowly descend upon a bed of warm, sacred feathers. Actual feathers? Eventually, gentle whispers are all that you can hear. At this point, you have already closed your eyes and are quietly leaning against a stone wall. Lucia moves closer, quietly, and leans against your shoulder. Yay! Hell yeah. With nothing but the rain petals scattering about, the world is all but completely silent. Gradually, even the stars drift into peaceful dreams. And in the haze, she finds herself on some distant afternoon. On the way home that day, Luna grabbed Lucia by the hand all of a sudden. In the brightly lit display room was a pure white formal dress. The only thought that crossed Lucia's mind then was, what a beautiful dress. This is what princesses wear in fairy tales, no? Hey. Luna pulled Lucia along and pushed open the door into the store. Wow. And with it, they're greeted by a dazzling world of pure white. The place looks like a castle from a dream. Here, formal dresses, just like the one they've just seen from outside, were displayed everywhere. Hello there, little
姐
one.
姐你好，这里的衣服都好好看呀。
Yeah.
嘿嘿，我也想让爸爸妈妈给我买这种裙子。
Looking around, Lucia finds herself drawn to one of the display windows. She slowly approaches the display window. When she reaches it, she sees her own reflection in the pristine glass of the display room window. The dress looks breathtakingly beautiful under the lights, with its veil adorned with pink, white, peach blossoms.
这些呀，叫做婚纱，是女孩子结婚时才能穿上的衣服哦。
Yeah. That do be right.
婚纱。
It rings a bell. Their mother just told them a story about dresses that the night before. In the story, the protagonist stood on the high wall of the execution ground and threw down her veil to save her beloved. For some reason, Lucia felt a grand, gentle warmth inside hearing that story. Would I be able to do the same if it were me?
结婚是像爸爸妈妈，还有故事里的王子和公主那样吗？
Yeah.
没错，婚纱代表着神圣的婚姻，是情侣爱情结合的象征哦。对于女孩子来说，一生可能只有一次穿出去的机会。
Yeah.
一生一次。
Yeah! One time in your life, potentially. Having heard what the shop attendant said, she raises another question about weddings.
这种事情啊，要找到跟自己合适的人才行呢。
合适的人是什么样子的呢？
Hearing the question, the shop attendant breaks into a gentle smile.
每个人的身上都散发着不同的色彩，有的人暗淡无光，有的人光芒万丈。
Yeah.
但是偶尔，也会有彩虹般绚烂的人从你的世界中路过。当你真正见到了那样闪耀的人，你就会明白了。
Okay. Through the thin glass window, Lucia imagines herself wearing a wedding dress. Love, couples, marriage. Lucia found these words somewhat distant. But...
未来的某一天，它也会发生在我的身上吗？
Maybe. Who knows, honestly.
未来的某一天，我也能穿上这样美丽的婚纱吗？
Well...
未来的某一天，我也能找到那个彩虹般闪耀的人吗？
Yeah.
在发现你之前，就把想对你说的话藏在心里好了。未来的你，此时此刻正在做些什么呢？虽然不知道你到底在哪里，但我希望你每天都能开开心心的。以后的每一天，我都会努力去寻找你发出的光芒。当我从你的世界路过时，也请你向我伸出手吧。我的名字是露西亚，我们未来再见吧。
Yay. As dawn breaks, Katanina embraces the golden light of daybreak. After a night of rain, the lush forest is shrouded in a hazy, misty haze, shimmering brilliantly in the morning light.
废墟里检查过了吗？
都翻过了，没有。
你再带些人去水区附近找找。
明白。
等等，
Among the cornflowers, 2 pairs of footprints are faintly visible. Following the damp, blurry footprints on the ground, he pushes open the doors of the Saint Lucia Chaperon. At the far end of the chaperon up the stairs, he sees two people nestled together in deep slumber.
多木阁下，已经找到轿子了，他们很安全。是，我马上接他们回来。
On the journey back, Frank doesn't bombinate the two of you with questions. Instead, he does as instructed by Lady Dawn with the efficiency of a cold robot. Nice. After arriving at the mansion, you return to bed and quickly drift back into slumber at Lucia's persistent insistence. Having made sure that you have fallen asleep, Lucia tiptoes out of the room and gently closes the door behind her.
他睡了。
To her surprise, Olivia stands outside the door with her arms crossed.
你呢？
What about you?
我的机体搭载了最新的技术，可以不必依赖休眠补充体力。
睡眠是主对劳苦生灵的锤炼。繁杂的工作之余，每个人都需要时间与自己的灵魂独处。构造体也不例外。
感谢您的关心，多木阁下。
She nods, the look on her face as cold as ever. Okay. Well, darn. This is so not nice.
你们下次出门前，记得检查好天气，不要忘了带伞。
Right, Grandma.
抱歉。 是我们擅自行动，
没关系，我能理解。
Olivia's reaction surprises Lucia. She doesn't question why the two of them suddenly left last night.
我们是在
Where else would you go?
还能去哪儿？火山、礼拜堂、神殿、迷宫。不论你们去了哪里，我在年轻时都是常客。
This grandmother. She lets out the chuckle. When you were younger?
跟我来。
Follow me. Lady Dawn passes a coat on Lucia's shoulder and walks towards the stairs.
要去哪里？
Where are we going?
去学一些卡塔
Come
尼
and
亚
learn what a
的新
Cantonese
娘
bride
该
needs to
学的手
know.
艺。
Following Lady Donna, Lucia enters this family's spatial bright kitchen. The early morning sunlight casts a pleasant warmth, making the kitchen's diverse array of cookware gleam.
帮我切一根茄子，要切成条状小块。
No.
切成条状。
On the stove, Katerina's specialty ingredients are piled high. Olivia skillfully wields her knife, crafting what will eventually become a table's worth of culinary gems. Next to her, Lucia diligently helps with breakfast preparation. Thanks to her daily culinary training back in Babylon, Lucia is no stranger when it comes to these simple procedures.
平日里，多姆阁下也会自己动手做饭吗？
Yeah.
怎么？我看起来像是那种四体不勤的大小姐。
Hell no.
不，只是。
Yeah? As Olivia turns to plate the food, Lucia catches a glimpse of the mechanical structure on the back of her neck. Wait! What?
您是构造体。
You're a construct too. Olivia remains perfectly calm-faced with a pointed question.
别紧张，我已经退役很长时间了。
Oh, okay. She takes the eggplant Lucy has sliced and dropped it into the sizzling rat seed oil along with the seasoning.
我的武器早就上交了。说说吧，昨晚的狂欢夜怎么样？
She casually changes the subject. Lucia lets her guard down, having recalled the details of the mission and sensing no hospitality from Olivia.
我和指挥官在人群中跳了舞，还一起看了烟花。
Ah.
那你们应该也看到了圣露琪亚的雕像。
是的，我还给指挥官讲述了他的故事。
哦，那位指挥官怎么评价？
指挥官说，故事终究只是故事，不要过度纠结于虚构的命题。
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one right there.
不能被选项迷惑，藏在幕后的出题者，那个魔鬼，才是露琪亚真正的敌人。
Yeah. Olivia falls silent for a moment, though her hands continue to stir-fry the dish with dexterity.
那你觉得呢？
我认为，指挥官的话很有道理。
Olivia lifts the lid of the pot and transfers the golden fried eggplant stripes onto a silicone paper plate. A rich, crispy fragrance immediately fills the air. After a brief silence, Olivia opens her mouth again, ready to speak.
很久以前，我认识这样一位姑娘。她出生在13家族的襁褓中，父亲是一位权势滔天的家族首领。作为家族事业的继承人，那女孩从小便接受着严苛的教育，学习如何格斗、下毒、放贷。
You're not talking about yourself, right?
渐渐的，她意识到了，所有人都希望她能活出一个不属于自己的人生。
She keeps her head down as she goes through the ingredients. The embezzled ring she wears catches the dim light and flickers with her every movement.
为了逃离命运的樊笼，她偷偷报名参了军，抛弃掉牵绊自己的一切，只身来到了空中花园。
She's talking about herself.
但那也意味着，她要履行身为军人的职责。
Yeah.
战场确实血腥残酷，可至少在这里，士兵们还有选择武器的自由。而且，他还遇见了一位值得托付的指挥官。
Whoa, okay.
并肩作战的时光中，他们两个互生情愫，甚至萌生出了婚恋的想法。在彼此的眼中，只要两个人在一起，不论什么样的困难都会化险为夷。某天任务的途中，他们的通讯突然被切断，车队遭到伏击。
Oh no.
那些与他父亲血海深仇的家族，终于发现了他的下落。他们把女孩和他指挥官的身上绑上了炸弹，然后把他们扔到了一处充满帕米石的密室。
Damn.
他们找不到出口，逃生的唯一方法就是引爆自己身上的炸药，给对方炸出一条通道。在感染体的尖笑声中，他们没有时间思考出第三种答案。那女孩想过要用自己的牺牲来换取指挥官生还的可能，但或许是出于对死亡的恐惧，她犹豫了。可就是在这眨眼的功夫，他的指挥官推开了他，冲向墙壁，按下起爆器，没有留下一句遗言。
Damn. He recounts the story emotionlessly, as if telling it for the first time. Yet also, the thousandth time! Yeah, she's telling her own story, man. Oh, damn.
那个女孩逃出来了吗？
Did she make it out, at least?
在很长的一段时间里，大家都以为她死了。她的父亲也因此被愤怒蒙蔽了双眼，疯狂打击报复他的仇家，最终死在了一场平平无奇的车祸里。之后的某一天，那个逃离地狱的女孩回到了卡塔尼亚，继承父亲的家业，亲手杀光了当时在场的每一个人。
Wow.
当失去了敌人和亲人，他便成为了一具虚无的空壳。时至今日，那场悲剧依旧历历在目，是他要用余生去预料的伤疤。如果他当时没有犹豫，一切的结果都会截然不同。或许，他的指挥官能为人类带来更大的福祉。卡塔尼亚人会把每个狂欢夜视作自己生命的终点，在黎明到来之前，竭尽所能地跳出最后一舞，因为我们相信主的福音。人生苦短，每一天都可能是最后一天。在生命抵达终点时，绝对不能留有犹豫。你可以把露琪亚的困境当作是一个思维实验，但对他而言，这就是真切发生的事实。当审判真正降临时，没有人会给他时间，等待他思考出第三种选项。
Yeah.
所以，在那之前，提前准备好自己的答案，不要逃避，也不要让自己后悔。
Olivia gazes into Lucia's eyes. The look she wears matching her words, stared, but resolute. Faced with the legendary riddle, the Commandment and Lady Dawn come up with completely different answers. The two voices tangled in her head. Lucia has a hard time deciding whom to believe. Aww. Lost in thought, Lucia carried one delicious dish after another to the dining table. Morning!
指挥官。
Only then does she notice the person standing by the door to the dining room.
我们给你准备了早餐。
Yeah? Why, thank you. This seems like a whole lot of food, though. The diverse array of exotic dishes arranged on the table. Lucia quietly pushes the most appetizing one towards you.
天父，感谢您为我们预备一天中可享用的美食。原谅我们不常惦念那些正为着饥饿祈求食物的人。奉您的名，请祝福这对恋人忠贞不渝的情面，顺利取回您约定的圣血。
After a simple prayer, Olivia looks at the two of you, a gentle smile forming on her face.
饭后，弗兰克会开车送你们到城镇，而你们则要去剧场取回婚礼所用的圣酒。至于现在，就把时间留给佳肴吧。
Yay. Wow. I'll take a tiny break prior to this. A tiny break. Oh boy. Good to go. To La La Land. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, without no steam nor needlework, and she'll be a true love of mine. Yay! By the time you reach the town, the sun is already hanging high at the peak. In the outskirts, small filtration stations and bunker clusters established by the 13 families form several layers of defensive lines against the punishing at the sea. What they call the Joint Defense Zone. Passing through the heavy guarded Joint Defense Zone, you find yourself greeted by an elegant, classic old world that stands in stark contrast to the one you left behind. The ancient town, built on white brick and tile, winds along the mountain paths. Only by truly immersing yourself with one, can you really appreciate Katerina's a unique blend of romance and passion. Streets adored with fresh flowers, high walls etched with words of love. Every inch of this small world seems to possess its own beautiful legend. As you walked with Lucia along the bluish-green stone paths, young cyclists occasionally zoomed past, whistling as they tipped their hats in greeting. People browse contentedly on balconies in the sun. When they see the two of you in formal dresses pass under their eaves, they quickly bring out the flower baskets to shower you with petals.
祝贺你们新婚快乐！
妈妈咪呀，美丽的小姐，新婚快乐！
谢谢，谢谢你们。
Amidst blusterous yet powerful cheers, the two of you walk along flower-stewed paths to the town's central square. Before the two of you lies a semicircular amphitheater heater that sinks into the ground. The stage at the center resembles a massive boulder dropped into the sea, creating dozens of rippling rows across its 100-meter wide.
洛拉呀，美如星星之花，
啦
泪眼脉脉，朗似夜幕明星。
An elderly man sits in the shade near the other edge, reciting the lyrics with dramatic rise and falls to his voice. Excuse me, we are wondering... Right then, you hear a bell chime from behind, sending the white doves resting on the seats into flight. The deep resonance ripple across the town, followed by a second, and then a third toll of the bell. Throughout the streets and alleys, everyone from busy merchants to ladies lounging under parasols stop whatever they were doing. They press their hands together in prayer, face east, and mutter quietly under their breath. The town freezes in this moment of devoted prayer, as if time itself has paused in its symbol of towering bells. 10, 11, 12. As the 12th bell sounds, the world is once again back to life. As if the moment of stillness never happened, people resume whatever they were doing before the prayer.
指挥官，刚刚这是12时的钟声。
Following Lucia's gaze, you look towards the bell tower behind the pizzeria. On the sand-colored fortress-like structure, both hand clocks point straight at 12. Seems like noon holds great significance for the people here. No matter what they might be doing at the moment, they have to stop when the clock strikes 12.
不仅如此，要是婚礼在12时前没有完成，新郎新娘便会被视为受到了魔鬼的诅咒，他们会被永远驱逐出卡塔尼亚，永远不得归乡。
几个世纪以来，哪怕在战争时期，这也是卡塔尼亚人严格遵守的信条。
An elderly man in the theater joins the conversation, apparently having heard you and Lucia talking.
晚教子阁下，新娘阁下，老夫是这巴克斯剧院的院长。
Hello, director.
您好。
老夫已经听朵母说过了，你们是来老夫这儿取圣酒的。
Yes, and we'll be on our way as soon as we have it, sir.
麻烦老夫。想要打开酒窖的大门，你们还需凭自己的力量完成一个古老的仪式。
请问是什么样的仪式？
随老夫来。
The man turns and walks towards the stage below.
来自空中花园的贵客，你们脚下的这座剧院已经有2000多年历史了。
Oh. The man's words etched throughout the theater. With the bustling, lively town lying just beyond its walls, perhaps Contarina's cityscape has always been like this since hundreds or thousands of years ago.
酒是农业的富裕，也是让人致幻的迷药。早在远古城邦时代，卡塔尼亚就流行着酒神祭的习俗。
Oh, okay. Wow, wow, wow. Where is my damn thing? Where's my Wi-Fi? Alright.
先民为了纪念酒神赐予的欢乐而设立了这座祭坛。丰收时节，人们会聚集在此纵情歌舞，肆意狂欢。而这种有别于其他神祇的祭祀方式，也正是人类戏剧的起源。
The old man stops at the edge of the stage and raises his hand towards the stone statue, overlooking the performance area. The look on the statue's face is playful and mischievous, its curly hair deliberately carved into the shape of the grape clusters. So Dynasty is not only the god of wine, but of drama too. If you want his blessing, you'll have to entertain him on the stage. What are we supposed to do exactly?
两位，请走上前来。
Following his guidance, you and Lucia step onto the stage. Directly below the stone sculpture stands an ancient weathered stone wall. Its surface is neatly inscribed with modern texts, clearly added by later generations.
请伸出手，一同按在此处。
Place your hand on the indentation. Whoa. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to hurry. There's only an hour left. Right after Lucia extends her right hand and gently places it over the back of your hand.
请一同念诵石壁上的祭歌。
You glance at Lucia with a nod from her. The two of you begin reading out the hymn together.
在遥远的山崖间，我看见了巴克斯。
As the two of you read the hymn, blue light erupts from the centrals of the stone wall, from which muffled signal sounds can also be heard.
水神宁芙与半羊人的萨蒂尔都竖着耳朵，专注地谛听。灵魂被巴克斯充斥，狂喜而迷乱。
Oh, so great. Suddenly, you find the world around you flooded in a blinding radiance. Welcome to the Dynasty Theater. Reading consciousness mode. Matching script. Loading Offerus and Iridice. Enjoy yourself. Scattered fragments of your senses gradually come back together as a thick, rusty, metallic smell permeates the air. Where is this? When you try to move, you hear the rattle of heavy metal chains. That's when it hits you that you're being hung in darkness.
俄尔福斯，我答应你，给你的爱人送宝，让你带他离我的冥府。
A deep slumber ice ripples through the darkness.
但是，我要提出2个条件。 在你跟他走出冥府之前，无论发生了什么，你都绝对不能回头，且不能展翅翱翔，否则你的爱人将永远无法重返人间。而你，欧律狄克，在离开冥府前，无论发生了什么，你都绝对不能开口发出声音。 否则，你的爱人将会带你承受死亡的代价。
The airy voice echoed throughout the space. Based on what you've heard, you presume you're probably playing the role of Arena trapped in the underworld. At that moment, the chains binding your limbs break. With it, you fall onto cold grass.
指挥官，是你吗？
From the shades comes a voice you recognize. You don't have a full grasp of the details of this performance, but you have a gut feeling you shouldn't break the rule. You clap your hands to let Lucia know that you're here.
我听到了坠落的声音，你有哪里受伤吗？要是没事的话，请派长司长回应我。你没事就好。
Yep. With a snap, a bright flame comes to life that shines light upon the world around you.
这里的空间太暗了，指挥官，拉住我的手，这样我会更放心一些。
Yeah. A hazy silicon emerges in the light as Lucia extends her hand behind her. Holds Lucia's hand. A warm grip firmly grasps her hand in return, bringing a sense of security. Lucia maintains the flame from her frame with her left hand, holding it like a bright lantern as she slowly guides you into the darkness. Deep in the dark, strange, airy howls can be heard here and there. The two of you move along in silence. The grass along the way grows increasingly damp, and the path eventually led you to a foul-smelling, sticky swamp. Strange, goggly sounds occasionally bubble up from the bog around you. In the darkness, indescribable shadowy figures flicker in and out of sight. From the corner of your eye, a shadowy figure suddenly approaches from behind and comes straight at Lucia. When you tighten your grip on your hand, Lucia picks up on your warning and with a sidestep, dodges the shadowy figure coming at her. Oh my. A split second later, a blade of flame pierces through the shadow's apparent body. With it, black liquid splashes everywhere. Ear-splitting shrieks threaten to break your ears as murky waves curl violently across the bog. With it, countless shadowy apparelons makes a beeline in this way. Amidst the chaos, you see one particular apparition, coming straight at you. Draw your gun and fire. Headshot, baby. Hey! Grip her hand tightly. Keep driving away the apparitions coming from all over the place while sprinting forward. Suddenly, a square patch of light appears at the end of the darkness that grows bigger with each step you take. There's the exit. Right then, the shadowy appearance all ahead converge into a massive wave. that stands right in front of your way. Oh, the blade of fire gathers in her palm. The moment it touches the murky wave, her blade flips upward, unleashing a thunderous pillar of flames. A split second later, the raging wave before you bursts with a crackling explosion, sending scattering mud splattering through the air like a torrent downpour. The world around you trembles as flames carve a path through the lurking shadows like the rising sun that burns at daybreak. The exit is now right in front of you, both within arm's reach. Lucia? Oh dear. Right then, you hear your own voice coming from behind. No, that's not... Lucia turns back, looking every bit as terrified as you. That wasn't me! Oh, damn. In a flash. Oh, dear. With it, your right leg and both arms are seized by several powerful forces pulling at your body all at the same time. Despite her desperate attempt to hold onto you, the arms pulling you from behind are doing so with the force of a black hole, bit by bit, forcing apart your hand and Lucia's. Finally, your fingers slip from her palm. With it, the world around you spins like a crazy heloscope as you are pulled backwards, pushing the light at the exit further away by the second. Amidst the chaos, you twist your wrist again and again, trying to break free, but to no avail. Suddenly, a burning shooting star comes into view, making its way through the chaos. It's coming straight for you. Lucia! Hey! Bang! With an earth-shattering roar, the flames sever the arms behind you and tear through the endless night sky above. Before you know it, the world around you ruptures with a clash as a crimson rift slices through the heavens. Light Cassandra is like a tidal wave on the code scorched earth, as Lucia manages to catch you midair. Unexpected anomaly detected. Performance ended. Thank you for your participation. And around. Your eyes snap open as the afternoon sunlight simulates your real senses. Looking around, you find yourself and Lucia still standing on the ancient stage. Before you answer that question, she grabs your arm and starts examining you thoroughly. I'm fine, Lucia. She holds your hand tightly as she breaks into a relieved smile, seemingly jeoparded to see you again after being apart from you for what seemed like an eternity.
看来你们成功取悦了酒神，瞧，他已经为你们打开了酒窖的大门。
Only now do you notice that the stone wall under the statue has opened wide, revealing a dark red space inside. What was it that was seen just now?
AI 演绎系统巴克斯，体验如何？
Really? That's what it was? It was a bit frightening, but also quite interesting. I've seen more realistic ones in Babylon, though.
系统的通关机制很奇怪，我们违反了规则，最后却通过破坏场地完成了演出。
没有哪出戏目的节奏会一成不变，人们用了3000年的时间，才演绎出了真正的沙乐美。可能比起陈词滥调，巴克斯更希望能看到属于你们自己的故事。
Yeah? He stands in the shadows of the room and waves his hand at you and Lucia.
哎，快进来，快进来！老夫已经好久没闻过这儿的酒香了。
Okay. telling the old man to step into the wine cellar paved with clay and red bricks. Okay. The rich aroma of wine permeates the air. As far as you can see, oak barrels and such wine bottles are arranged neatly in a dazzling display.
让我找找。你在这儿呢。
While you and Lucia gaze around in wonder, the old man retrieves an intricate patterned bottle from the wine cabinet.
这是上等的皮埃蒙特，在过去可是只有那波里的王公贵胄们才有福气品尝到它。
Really now?
如今多姆阁下让老夫把它交给你们，作为酒神巴克斯对二位婚姻永恒的祝福。
感谢你，院长阁下。
想当初，这酒还是夺父亲手交给老夫的，结果到最后，他还是没能等到那孩子的婚礼。
Nah, it's fine. The old man gazes at the two of you with a smile as he utters those words with a touch of nostalgia. Well then, we should be on our way now.
二位是打算从陆路折返吗？要是不嫌弃，老夫可以捎二位坐船返回，这也算是卡塔尼亚的一处特色了。
We'll love that, but are you sure?
哪里的话，岛上好久没有举行过婚礼了，能多陪你们二位新人逛一逛，老夫开心还来不及呢。
That's very kind of you. Much obliged, sir. But I'll ask for her opinion. Hey, Lucia, what do you think? Lucia, is that you?
拜托你了，院长阁下。
Thank you. Now that is beautiful. Oh man. As the sun sets in the west, its fury glow pierces through the thick clouds at the horizon and reflects off the water. A pointed boat gently pushes aside duckweed as it glides through this living painting of azure waters stretching to meet the endless sky.
海面上微风吹，碧波在荡漾。
You and Lucia sit at the bow, while the old man sits at the stern. He rows away effortlessly while singing his heart out. In perfect tranquility, the boat stirs up gentle ripples as it slowly makes its way forward.
指挥官，这里有好多的白天鹅。
Lucia leans in, seemingly trying to make certain that the old man won't hear what she says, and find out who you truly are, your real identity. Before you know it, the boat carrying the three of you is already surrounded by so many swans that you now find yourself in a whirlpool of pure white.
感觉他们完全不怕人呢。
She reaches out her hand to one of the swans. With it, she breaks into a giant, gentle smile as her hand stops in midair, apparently having recalled something. Showing no signs of resistance, as Lucia stroked it gently, the swan lowers its head and lets out a soft, deep coo. Seems like it's enjoying it.
试试微笑吧。还记得这句话吗，指挥官？
Yep. I was the one who told you that. Yeah, the two of you shared a knowing smile as distant memories flood back.
老夫年纪大了，嗓子扯不动喽。
You did well though, director. Yeah. The old man finishes his song and lets out a satisfied sigh from the stern of the boat.
院长阁下，您方才唱的歌曲旋律很悠扬，听起来像是一首民谣。
Yeah, it is. As That's correct.
没错，没错，这首曲子就是桑塔露琪亚。
Wow.
桑塔露琪亚。
哎，这可是每位卡塔尼亚姑娘都会唱的情歌。姑娘，你也来学着唱一唱吧。
Okay.
唱歌？我吗？
Faced with this sudden request, Lucia looks hesitant. She looks at you, apparently seeking your opinion. I'd like to hear you sing.
这样吗？
Yeah.
传说这首歌是圣露琪亚在前往卡塔尼亚的旅途中创作的，唱出它的旋律，也是在祝福自己的爱人平安健康。
Lucia seems encouraged now that she knows the meaning that song holds.
我明白了，院长阁下，可以将歌词交给我吗？我也想给指挥官送上祝福。在银河下面，暮色苍茫。
Yeah.
甜蜜的歌声飘荡在远方，在这黑夜之前，请来我小船上，桑塔露琪亚，桑塔露琪亚。 应该没出错吧？
Yeah. You seem nervous though towards the end though, but it sounds great. Her song drifts across the clear water, stirring gentle golden ripples. Every leaf and blade of grass around seems to carry her heartfelt blessing. Before you know it, the world has turned into a vast expansion of misty waters. Dark clouds from the horizon are now right above the little boat carrying the three of you. Splash! The raindrop flattering down from the heavens break the peaceful moment. No, boy, not again!
还好老夫出门戴了帽子。
指挥官，盖住这个吧。
Okay. Lucia comes to your rescue with her veil and covers your head. Lucia?
淋湿的话，会有生命的风险。
And what about you? Your eyes meet as the lingering fragments of peach blossoms fill the air. Beyond your small sanctuary of white cloak, the world bows in the melodious sound of rainfall. Warm breath gently caresses the tip of your nose. A nosy blush gradually spread across her cheeks in the misty glaze of autumn. In this small world that only belongs to us two, the story that Lucia once told you comes to your mind. The veil.
很像
This...
圣露琪亚和他爱人的故事。
In her crimson eyes, you see your reflection shimmering alongside the rain-drenched world beyond.
二位看那边，那里就是天之甲。
In the slanting sunlight, a rugged cliff stands tall through the pillar-like rain, reminiscent of Saint Lucia's statue. Is this the place where Lucia and her beloved reunite in the legend?
没错，站在天之甲上，可以沐浴到卡塔尼亚的第一抹晨曦。有机会的话，你们二位一定要去欣赏日出啊！
我们会的。
Lucia turns to look at you and nods with a smile. The dock comes into view in the distance as the rain slowly lets up.
明天就是和指挥官的婚礼了。我希望
黎明能早些到来。
Me too. If love had a physical form, it'll be raining all around the two of you like the pouring rain just now. As the boat nears the shore, melodious singing once again reaches your ear. Wishes ripple through the water's splash, drifting gently upward and soaring towards this colorful sunset glow. By sunset, the two of you have returned to the mansion and followed Olivia to the wedding venue. The venue is an open-air pavilion by the seaside. Beside the ceremony platform stands a tall, lush peach tree. The land here is level with an open view. Having surveyed the environment, Olivia goes through the nitty-gritty about the security with the two of you. Following the discussion is the rehearsal for the actual ceremony itself the next day. Under Lady Dawn's guidance, you and Lucia walk hand in hand onto the ceremony platform, covered in scattered peach blossoms. Reading the vows, exchanging rings.
流程差不多就是这样。在婚礼的最后，你们还需要相拥热吻。这种事就不需要什么彩排了吧？
At the mention of the word kiss, Lucia quietly tightens her grip around your hand. She looks into your eyes, her gaze revealing a mix of uncertainty and longing.
明天的这个时候，我会正式宣布解散13家族。一切顺利的话，卡塔尼亚会在正午的钟声前获得新生。
Standing on the ceremony platform, Olivia looks out at the horizon, stretching across the twilight with a look of strong resolution.
祝愿你们的婚礼能够一切顺遂。
I hope everything goes perfectly on your big day.
奉圣父、圣子、圣灵之名。
Alright, this should be the very last one. Man, this took a long time, man. 3 hours to get here. To the wedding, I'll lean triumph, courage, love, and happiness. Join you in faith as the happiness of couples. Oh well. Oh yeah. The next day, having joined the Sawan's motor car, you and Lucia find yourself at the Seaside Sanctuary again. Morning mist hangs like a delicate veil over the distant mountains and forests. Parked under the canopies, the black Lissimos bring wave after wave of family members to the Venor. With the sun slowly making its way up, the Venor becomes crowded with family members before long. The leaders of the 13 families gather as the pipe organ hums softly. Some wear mechalotic expressions as they sit quietly among their entourage, while others cluster and cheerfully discuss their family's recent affairs. Above the sanctuary, gentle breezes occasionally sweep in from the sea, lifting countless flower petals that dance through the corridor of the sprawling red carpet, carrying their red fragments towards the distant fields. At 11 o'clock sharp, when the ceremony pipes sound, the crowd falls silent, and the wedding officially begins. The authoress plays the wedding march, accompanied by page boys and flower girls. Lucy and you enter the venue one after another, traverse the corridor between the rows and seats, and ascend to the altar. There, under the towering peachwood arch, you stand facing each other. Olivia herself serves as the wedding's officiant. She welcomes you both at the altar and, following ancient religious customs, guides you through the reading of your vows. Yeah!
指挥官，我见证、接受你的誓言，我愿意戴上这枚戒指， 向世界宣誓，我对你的忠贞与爱恋。黄金永不褪色，玉钻永保完满。一如牵系你我的誓言。
奉圣父、圣子、圣灵之名。
What was that?
奉圣父、圣子、圣灵之名，我们的爱情今日亦然，即世之事，以至永远。
Amidst your profound vows, Katanina's sun slowly climbs to the peak of the heavens. Brilliant golden cascades filter through the gaps between the branches, bathing the sacred altar in light. With the exchange of rings, the wedding is now halfway complete. Everything so far has been coming along as smoothly as the rehearsal the night before.
诸位，请让我们一同举杯，向教子新娘阁下矢志不渝的爱恋。
As the wedding climaxes, Olivia steps forward and invites everyone present to raise their glasses in celebration. A sea of formality-dressed family members to fill the veneer under the stage. Amidst clinking glasses and flowing wine, thunderous cheers erupt from the crowd.
值此佳日，作为卡塔尼亚13家族的夺母，萨福伊家族的首领，我还有另外一件喜事想要告知诸位。在无数能人志士的共同努力下，空中花园已经批准了卡塔尼亚自治委员会的议案。
Yeah.
这意味着，我等数十年来的苦心经营，已经得到了联合政府的背书。
She surveys the crowd, looking perfectly composed.
13家族将逐渐过渡为卡塔尼亚的行政机关，管理本地赋税，接受财政补贴。我们再也不必依靠地下产业维持生计。从今往后，卡塔尼亚不再有家族，只有代表着人民权益的自治委员会。
The crowd is speechless. With it, a wave of whispers ripple through the audience.
加赋予在座的各位一起，从一笔小生意开始，历经一整代人的努力，才打拼出了如今的13家族。我知道，想放下这些荣耀并不简单。在座的诸位首领，这些天，你们想必都收到了我寄出的巨额支票，面值是依据你们对联合实业的投资总额决定的。即使是最廉价的，也足够负担得起一个家族3年的正常运转。而这些，仅仅是空中花园的买家们预付的定金。我保证，最终的尾款不仅足够补偿家族这些年来的投资，还能让你们每个人的余生都可以享尽荣华富贵。
Lady Dawn's words rippled through the crowd. Some already knew of this happening, while others heard it for the very first time. But regardless, the dissolution of the 13 families has long been a foregone conclusion. What they didn't see coming, however, was the irrefutable deal that Lady Dawn is cutting them now. All they need to do is abandon their family power and titles to obtain legitimate, enormous wealth. Gradually, the murmurs in the hall die down as the crowd looks towards a woman on stage whose mere presence demands respect.
不必多说了，多姆阁下。
No need to say more, Lady Dawn.
您在这么短的时间内找到买家，成功出售了13家族的联合实业，让我们每个人都成为了富翁。奥马尔家族向来只看重生意，谁能带着我们赚钱，谁就能赢得我们的爱戴与尊重。
Wow.
无论是在13家族，还是在自治委员会，
感谢您的支持，奥马尔阁下。
等多姆阁下登上了新的舞台，应该不会把我们这帮幕后的老东西一脚踢开吧？
Right then, someone steps forward from within the crowd, and you recognize him.
院长阁下。
So he's a family leader too, huh?
赫拉斯阁下。
Lord Horace.
新的剧目不再有台前幕后之分，我会与卡塔尼亚的人民一同入境。
那老夫永远支持阁下的决定。
维斯孔蒂家族也支持您。
Oh yeah!
万岁，多姆阁下。
Declarations of support echoed throughout the hall as more and more of the 13 family leaders pledged their loyalty to Lady Dawn.
罗素家也。
Hey! We support you as well.
慢着。
Oh. There's always that one person that doesn't agree. Suddenly, a shout can be heard from the end of the hall. The crowd turns around and sees a young man with a face contorted by anger.
雷姆斯先生
I'm addressing the
我
heads
在
of the
和
13
13家
families.
族的首领们讨论生意，这里应该还轮不到你来查。
You're speaking out of turn, buddy. She lowers her head, calmly looking down at the uninvited guests.
几十年来，罗素家殚精竭虑、赴汤蹈火，一切都是为了13家族和卡塔尼亚人的利益。
Oh, damn.
我的母亲和叔叔都死在了对抗病毒的战役中，直到今天，我的肩膀里还留着一颗蒂华纳邦的子弹。
Reminisce strides down the red carpet, glaring at the family leaders with bitter resentment and fury.
卡塔尼亚人靠着自己闯出了今天的成绩，现在你却告诉我们，你想让空中花园的阔少爷们跟我们平分这片土地。
Yeah.
如果多夫在世，他怎么可能会有这种疯狂想法
Now, hold on a second. You can't speak for my father. Yeah. Reminisce's words land like a stone dropping into dark waters, sending ripples across. With a furrowed brow, Olivia looks at him with cold indifference.
旧世界行将就木，再度崛起的联合政府不会允许13家族继续存在。父辈们的产业正在打压下崩溃解体，将他们出售是卡塔尼亚唯一的选择。13家族是夜行的群狼，黎明到来时，如果不藏起齿间的鲜血，我们没有人能独善其身。
Yeah.
一派胡言，这是对卡塔尼亚的背叛。
言语可能会骗人，但每个月呈送给各位首领的收支报告不会。
Yeah, they don't.
既然一切都是始于一场生意，那能在生意中谢幕，也算是理所应当。
Wow. Business is business, man. Since it started like one, we'll let it end like one as well. That's a pretty powerful statement, I think. To a degree. Yeah, sure. Bro,
老子也明说了。
Oi! Are you serious?
30年前，卡塔尼亚一共有着40多个大小林立的家族，是你的父亲罗德里戈·萨福伊召开了一场宴会，杀光了所有不忠诚于他的首领，将他推举为夺父，缔造了今天的13家族。既然你家老子能这么干，我们也可以。这群人是蒂华纳邦，还有诺拉家的雇佣兵，
袁家路窄。
Figures.
都听好了！我狮子般称雄一日，也胜过绵羊般苟活100年。谁敢出卖卡塔尼亚，谁就是13家族的叛徒。
Bruh. The remnants H were causing some of the family leaders in the hall to question their stance.
雷姆斯，
这是在教子的婚礼上，你敢在这里动手，就是亵渎主，亵渎婚姻的神圣。主，他有几杆枪？老子宁可流干最后一滴血，也绝不向空中花园卑躬屈膝。
You serious, bud?
今天谁能干掉奥利维亚和他的教子，谁就是卡塔尼亚之王。
Bruh. 哎呀呀！
说得好，雷姆斯。卡塔尼亚人向来只拿拳头跟。
Wait, you're not so. Oh, are you serious? Oh my god.
扬名立万的机会就在眼前，兰家的小子们，一起上！宰了夺母和教子！
小心，指挥。
Oh my.
有受伤吗，指挥官
Oh damn. I'm okay. Lucia, 准备战斗。Goodness.
明白。
Flames dance at her fingertips as Lucia grips her dual blades and look at those surrounding the two of you with murderous eyes.
退后。
Gertrude's fury wind howls across the battlefield. Countless peach blossoms drift through the air and turn into flames. Under the blazing sun, they are not unlike a great show of fireworks.
指挥官，现场敌人的数量远远超出预期，请务必注意安全。
Stay sharp and stay safe. Copy. As the dust from the explosion settles, a hazy figure slowly emerges from within.
我们所爱之物，昭示着我们究竟是谁。权欲熏心者，总是给自己披上公义的外衣。雷姆斯，若你真的爱这片土地，就该放下你的财富和权利，把它们还给卡塔尼亚的人民。
奥利维亚，我早就说过，罗素家族不会忘记你的公道。你从我这里夺走的，我今天都要亲手取回来。
Not on my watch.
无法，上帝是公义的，他给过你们跟我做生意的机会，但现如今，既然你们拒绝了生意。
Oh! Whoa!
那我和我的教子只能代行上帝，对你们执行公允的裁断。
Oh dear. Hey, she can fight! Granny can fight. This grandmother can fight. Of course. Not on my...
战斗开始，指挥官。 请下达作战命令。
What does this do? You can make sure you protect yourself, Lucia.
礼堂中暂时安全了，指挥官，没有受伤吧？
Which way am I supposed to go?
萨福伊家族的实力果然不容小觑。
You're kidding.
但很可惜，我们的传说在今天要化成句号了。
情况严峻一点，指挥官，做好接敌准备。燃烧墙板！压制时光，血染黑夜。
Come on, I gotta hurry.
敌人都无重型兵器发动了进攻，指挥官，请暂时撤退，我会把他们拦在外面。
I can protect myself, bud.
我明白了，那就让我们一起击退敌人吧。最后一轮敌人围上来了，指挥官，请追到我的身边，做好决战准备。
时间来临，必须尽快结束战斗。这个必须在8日之前完成。这是卡塔尼亚1000年前的水地炮，如果违反了这个承诺，萨福伊家族将在人民心中失去权威，但13家族也将无从说起。
压抑什么血液黑夜？名人战抗，越过迷雾，深渊。任务目标已清楚，指挥官，我们回家吧。
Oh, you kidding, right? Oh, thank God. Finally, it's the end. Val to be yours. Oh, man. I hope we have enough time for this.
指挥官，小心身后。
It cuts down an enemy, then spins around and throws her pyro katana your way. A scream erupts from behind you as the katana whistles through the air. You raise your gun and train it at the person behind Lucia. Open fire! Disarm! The hall has ascended in chaos, with over 100 people brawling in the confined space. The sounds of gunshots and clashing weapons fill every corner of the space. You stand back to back with Lucia in the center of the hall, facing hostile throwing themselves one after another at the two of you.
就要到正午了，你们必须完成婚礼仪式。
What?
要是婚礼在12时前没有完成，新郎新娘
Are you serious, man? Oh, man!
鬼的诅咒，
Bruh.
他们会被永远驱逐出卡塔尼亚，永远不得归乡。几个世纪以来，哪怕在战争时期，这也是卡塔尼亚人严格遵守的信条。
But this is a battlefield!
是卡塔尼亚的战场。
Shout. Olivia shouts out those words as she knocks down a nearby hostile with a single punch.
12时之前，仪式必须完成，否则萨福伊家族将会失去威信，解散13家族也会无从说起。
Damn. It's that serious? God damn. Okay. Her solemn voice echoes through the chaotic battlefield, every bit as commanding as a military order that brooks no argument. This is madness, but alright. God damn it! Oh, you gotta have to friggin' tell me ahead of time next time. No sooner have you finished speaking than another eruption erupts behind you. Lucia wastes no time keeping you covered.
没时间了，照我昨晚教你们的做。
指挥官。
Yeah. Ash into midnight brilliance. Flower and bullet cast among the steward around the pristine white field. Hey. Oh, damn. The rebels in Sharpedo rain down from the sky, paddling like a downpour among the makeshift wedding hall. Though the smoke screen that's all but flooded the world around you, you have not for a second looked away from her face, Lucia's face. She looks at you, her eyes carrying a barely perceptible glimmer of hope. Recalls the vow. Under his witness, all risks have been completed. Before the vows are finished, a hostile suddenly climbs up to the steps and thrusts a blade this way.
小心，指挥官。
Damn. under his witness.
指挥官，
Lucia suddenly cuts you short.
我想用属于我们自己的悼词，来完成这场仪式。
Lucia? Solemn yet reserved. She now carries herself like the unwavering heroine that she usually is.
我一遍遍翻阅
I
你所看过
read
的
and
诗歌，
reread every poem you ever
想要
mentioned,
找到适合自
looking
己
for
的
the
说出的
perfect
话
thing
语，
to say right now.
最后却发
But
现
then I realized that nothing
你
I
对我
found
来
was
说是如
enough.
此的特别，
Yeah.
无论多么瑰丽的语言，
No
都不
words
足以
can
道
ever
出与你
capture.
相遇的奇迹。
Fingertips pressed more firmly against you. Ruby eyes shimmering from love.
在这座殿堂的注视下，
I vow to keep this miracle alive.
我希望能够延续这场奇迹，直到时间，或是生命的尽头。
Time flows between your words, a longing more potent than fine wine, and more enduring than melody is about to burst forward.
指挥官，
Yay! Well, I think I was supposed to do this, right? Yeah. And at that very moment, white dives, flowers shower down, and the clock strikes exactly 12. The world around you slowly fades away as you close your eyes. Amidst the troll of the bell, gunshot and bullets glaze your ears. The world seems to be shaking and burning all around you, and time seems to have stopped for just the two of you. Roar, shattering, explosion. They all crackle and shatter amidst the rose and sea breeze, like brilliant burning fireworks set off in celebration of this very moment. Kiss leaves you upon your lips a fruit, scented one, leaving you both with a craving for still more of that sacred and desired-driven moment. When love dawns, even the blazing sun becomes an ordinary star. Even countless eons cannot hope to transcend this eternal moment. And tender yet passionate, this kid belongs to you and Luciolo. Yeah.
仪式正式
The
完成。
ceremony is complete. Congratulations to you both. You can't tell how much time has passed, but the 12 bell tolls have ceased, and the chaotic calls gradually fell silent. And with it, time again starts anew and continue. You stand accused of murder, illegal farming, and inciting rebellion. Any final words before the council takes you in?
卡塔尼亚万岁！
Bruh.
带下去。
Take him away.
是。
Oh, dang. Olivia returns to the podium. She gazes down at the ravaged hall where spent bullets, casting, and flower petals lie scattered.
卡塔尼亚已经清除了通往未来的最后阻碍。
Her resounding declaration echoes throughout the hall as the family leaders gaze in unison at this guiding light of Cantarina, their eyes brimming with admiration and respect.
在此，我宣布，卡塔尼亚委员会正式成立。在婚礼的最后，我想请诸位一同见证卡塔尼亚古老而神圣的仪式。
Olivia sits back, making room at the center of the podium for you and Lucia.
请教子与新娘上前，交杯共饮。
In what now seems like a war-torn place, the crowd seem to have forgotten the brutal fight that just occurred as the wedding resumes. Hinduism is part of Cantarina's DNA. They either die partying, or they party until they die. A tradition that's been practiced for thousands of years now. Amidst the cheers, Lucia uncrocks the pernod and pours a crimson liquid into 2 golden cups. Then she holds up one of the golden cups and looks up at you.
指挥官，干杯！
Raises glass. Cheers! Yeah. With it, you and Lucia lock your arms and raise your cups together and down the blessing-filled drink in one go. Yay! In the complete love of the crowd, the wedding ceremony finally draws to a close. You and Lucia transverse the crowd arm in arm as you go about exchanging pleasantries from guest to guest.
真是场费加罗的婚礼，没想到你们俩身手这么好，真是天造地设的一对啊！
哎呀，
我们也没想到，原来您是一位家族首领。
在舞台上表演，不戴好面具可不行啊！你不也一样吗？挥压指挥官。
哎。
好了好了，祝你们二位天长地久，情比金坚。
Yay! Thank you for being here today. It means the world to us. Several rounds of greeting later, a good portion of the wedding guests have left. Having spotted the two of you in a corner surrounded by people, Olivia makes her way through and raises her glass.
指挥官，多姆阁下好像在叫我们呢。
Let's go. Leaning against a marble pillar and wearing a hint of contentment, Olivia has her eyes on the two of you as she walks up to her. As you walk up to her, yes. No.
感谢二位今天的努力，我会向议长阁下如实汇报你们的英勇事迹。
Ah, that's not necessary. We were just doing our job, madam. May the future be bright for Cantinina.
愿主能垂怜卡塔尼亚的人民，指引我们浴火重生。
She gazes up at the sunny sky and nods sincerely.
多姆阁下，我有一个疑问：您今天所做的一切，究竟是为了卡塔尼亚的人民，还是为了您的家族？
It was for everyone. As if sensing your hidden thoughts, she no longer suppresses her doubts and finally asks the question that's been weighing on her mind. Faced with her question, Olivia grows hesitant, seemingly at a loss for words. You found me out! Goddamn. Soon, however, she regains her usual composure.
谁都不为，
For neither.
为我自己。
Did it for myself.
您自己？
旧时代的13家族摧毁了一个女孩的梦，而我给了她一个机会，让她亲手葬送了这个元凶。
Wow.
以眼还眼，血债血偿，很公平，不是吗？
Yeah, that does sound fair, right? Yeah, I guess it ruined that girl in her story was definitely her. Ethan. Having heard those words, Lucia stays quiet.
行了，今天可是大喜的日子。
Olivia raises her glass. Yeah.
尊重是最诚敬的施舍，友谊是最宝贵的财富。从今往后，你们也是卡塔尼亚人最要好的朋友。这座小岛会永远铭记你们的爱。萨福一家的宅邸会永远为你们敞开大门。
Thank you. With a smile, Olivia gently brushes away the flower petals and Lucia's hair.
露西亚，刚刚有位姑娘对我说，她在你的身上看到了一些过去的影子。
Definitely you yourself, right?
无论选择有多么困难，心中的爱都会给你答案。带着她的梦一起，不留遗憾地奔向未来吧。敬你们，敬卡塔尼亚的未来。
敬未来。
To the future! Hey. Oh Aw, damn, I missed it. Oh well, I'll get it next time. Yet to bath in the morning light, the sea and the sky are still an insufferable murky amalgam. In the hazy darkness, everything in Katarina appears peaceful and beautiful. Standing on top of Heaven's Cap and gazing down at this island, you find it both familiar and strange. The past several days you spent here are like the ocean foaming down by the beach that comes and goes in the crisp, boundless twilight.
指挥官，这个角度可以了吗？
Yeah, perfect. Let's get the tape rolling. You set the terminal camera straight and tap the record button. As you check the screen, you see Lucia quickly step out of view. Hey. Then she walks up to you and takes your hand. Your fingers interlace, she pulls you into view. Oh, wow! Okay! I got that one. Oh, damn, I didn't get it perfectly right. Oh well. Between the embracing mountains, the coastlines now don a delicate vial of gold.
不论是在一天中的哪个
This
时
is
刻，
brutal. No matter
卡塔
where
尼
you
亚的
look
景
at
色都真的很美。
it. Yeah. Lucia stretches out her hand and gazes at the boundless sky through slender cracks between her
指
feet.
挥官，我这2天一直在想，等一切都结束了，我们就搬到这座小岛上来生活吧。
Sure you aren't? Sure, but are you sure you aren't gonna consider other places? Lucia turns this way with a
有你
smile.
在身边，
You next to me? Anywhere
对我
feels
来
like
说
home.
不论哪里都一样。只是在这里，
This place.
我们完成了一项特别的任务，度过了一场特别的假日。
Yeah.
这里承载着的，是我不愿忘记的回忆。
Words shimmer across the picture sea as the entire world seems to hold its breath, waiting quietly for dawn. Right then, you feel Lucia's fingers press harder against your hand.
指挥官，
She turns to look at you and calls your name longingly and affectionately.
也许在别人眼中，
It's just another mission.
我们只不过是完成了一场再平凡不过的任务。可对于我来说，这2天所经历的一切，恐怕不仅仅是一场任务而已。
The sea breeze suddenly tows her curly hair as the majestic golden sun rises from the east and pours down brilliant radiance.
哎呀呀！就是在这里，露琪亚拥抱了晨曦，为她所爱的世界送上了祝福。指挥官，我也想为你献上祝福。
In the magnificent brilliant glow of dawn, she leans in ever so gently. Seagulls and waves sing together like a choir offering their prayers. The camera quietly crowns this epic story of love as it unfolds. Through the blue seas and skies, everything and everyone in Kano seems to shine brilliantly. No matter what sorrow tomorrow may bring, no matter what grief tomorrow may bring. I am certain that as long as we are together, that this long endless night will eventually pass. Miracles will surely bloom at the dawn because...
I am Lucia, born because of you. As long as you remain by my...
Aw, darn. That's a shame. The server's down, but that's okay. Damn. Well, maybe next time. I hope my data ain't lost. That'll be quite unfortunate. But yeah, server's down. Hey! Damn. I'm gonna have to find a way to get all the other photos later. Man, it was so close to finishing up. Oh well. Server's down. We're gonna be ready for that thing very, very soon. It's gonna be 7 hours. My god, 7 hours? Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in.